Alrighty, now we're live. We need to make sure we don't click any buttons we're not supposed to. But now we are live. Let's go ahead. Get everybody going. Let's get everybody going. How's it going, everybody? Hopefully well. Hopefully well. As we jump in, everyone, we are live. Everyone. Bam. We're also going to go ahead and ping this in my server. What's the point of having a server if you're not going to abuse your power? Everyone, come hang, please. Go. All right. We are officially live. I hope you're all doing great today. We have a really, really fun stream planned ahead for you today. We are going to be going over the LTM draft, or basically every LTM draft, right? It's going to be the draft stream in which we go over each of the coaches' picks in order. Pokemon, indeed, Alfonzini. What's up, Smear? What's up, D-Ray? How's it going, guys? But yeah, we're going to be going over everybody's team in order, kind of giving our thoughts on them, thoughts, opinions, all that fun stuff. And yeah, it'll be a good time. We'll give people a couple minutes to kind of filter in early. What's up, Keone, if I'm saying that right? What's up, bro? Not the Zodiac. What's up, my man? How's it going, guys? It is time. It is indeed time. We're going to get going here in just a moment. We'll go over the rules of the league. We'll go over the coaching roster. My prediction for the draft is going to be a Stealth Rocker on every team. Wow. What a wonderful prediction. What a beautiful prediction, some might say. An absolutely beautiful one. If you guys are just stepping in, be sure to drop a like on the stream if you are excited for this season of the LTM. A ton of the coaches have already gone ahead and put up their draft analysis. I actually don't know if every team has a rocker, by the way. I'd hope so. A lot of the coaches already put up the draft analysis, so we're going to go ahead and talk about each of the coaches really quick. We'll go into some rules for it. My prediction for the draft is J Bear and Who ? So true. All right, let's go ahead and peep. So, going over the rosters, going over the teams in general. We will go ahead. Very glad to be here from the start. Heck yeah, Zio, welcome, man, welcome. But going over each of the coaches starting with pick number 1 in this draft. First up, overall, we have Who, Stall Connoisseur, the master of Stall himself. Then we have Grandmaster D-Ray in the chat right there, picking second. Myself, blessed with the 3rd overall pick. I promise, I didn't rig it, because if I rigged it, I would have given myself first. That's what I've been telling everybody, so they don't know that I rigged it. I'm just kidding. Next up, we have Necro Stevo, which I'm really excited to play him. I really like his content, and I've never gotten a chance to play in a league with him, so I'm glad I was able to get him to play this season. LTM Veteran, Mr. Tone, Low Tier Connoisseur. Diet Tight after him. Viz is going to go ahead and be next up, picking 7th. The Hyper Offense Master himself. What's up, Sin? Don't fall for it, Chad. He did 3 to be modest. Classic OJ Bannon draft. You know me. J-Bear, recent BBR champion, will be picking 8th. We had to nerf him somehow. Can't give him a good pick. Then we have Frito and the Welshions, which is a crazy name. It is just Eevee, but Welsh. Tone time, yes sir. Then we have Endless Gadget, someone who played a lot of low tier back in the day, and a lot in Gen 9 from what I've heard. I thought he'd been playing, but I know in general he was kind of the low tier guy back in the day when Clash used to run their low tier stuff, so he's got some knowledge. After that we have Ant, It's Whatever, with his Sacramento Blings making a return. T-Slaps, Mr. Tony, picking next. Then we have Kirby, everybody's favorite, my goat. Everybody, your FokeYouTuber's favorite FokeYouTuber. That used to be Dr. Slacking, but now he's not uploading, so now it's Kirby. He used to be your draft league, your favorite draft league YouTuber, second favorite draft league YouTuber. Now he's number 1. Then we have Keegan. Everybody say boo. Then we have Amel. And then last, another really exciting one is That's a +1. Obviously, incredible in the doubles format. Just had a great season in the SPL, but he's also been playing singles. I believe he was playing in UMPL. And I think like the low tier format is where somewhere where like a wacky builder like That's It is really going to thrive. So I think we have a really awesome roster this season, full of a ton of really, really fun coaches. And with that being said, we can kind of jump into the rules. So each coach in this draft had to pick 9 to 11 Pokemon it is also going to be 100-point budget. So they had 100 points in which they could pick. I'll go ahead and drop the tiers in the server themselves afterwards. If you guys would like to see them and use them, you're more than welcome to use our tiers. Maybe not the dock itself, but the tiers for sure. I gotta kind of ask about that. What's up, Alex? But yeah, 9 to 11 Pokemon, 100 points. We also are doing a free Terra preview with 24 Terra points. So each Pokemon that can Terra does have a Terra tax. Sometimes it doesn't go up at all, but in most instances, 1, 2, 3, in some cases, 4, 5, 6 even points in additional value. If they do decide to become a Terra Captain, you can spend up to 24 points on Terra Captains. You can have 1 to 3 of those as well. So pretty simple stuff. From there, I'm pretty sure we could just jump into it and run it. Again, drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. Need to make sure we do so. And yeah, that being said, let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. I am going to go ahead and turn down the music just a wee bit as we jump into this. As I said, with the first overall pick, and again, I'm also by myself today, so we're not going to waffle too long. It's going to be a pretty fast draft stream. We're going to go through everybody's team, but it's going to be pretty fast, so I don't, like, you know, die of being tired or my throat hurting or whatever. I also have coffee right here to keep me going. All right. That being said, first overall, who picked the Pokemon that I think was best on the board? I used it in a speed tour testing the tiers for this, and it really was incredible. Should not have lasted where I got it, and who was really smart in identifying how good this Pokemon is in Azelf. It was on the thumbnail. You should have guessed it at this point. Really incredible Pokemon, right? 115 base speed with 125 in both of its attack stats. Might debatably be too much for low tier. We're going to test it out. We're going to see. It's kind of the joy of low tier is there's not a lot of data regarding what's broken and what's not. I think it could potentially be allowable. Very, very frail. Very, very exploitable with either priority or faster Scarfers. But Azelf is incredibly versatile in its own right? Whether it be as a Scarfer itself, whether it be as a breaker, whether it be as a sweeper with Nasty Plot, whether it be as a suicide lead with Taunt, Boom, Rocks, things of the sort. It really can do it all. It's faster than a good majority of this metagame, because keep in mind, this meta is going to be full of slower Pokemon, because there are not as many good Pokemon. Typically, a lot of the good Pokemon are very fast. So Azelf is really going to thrive here in a way that I don't think it can in standard Paldea decks right now because of how high tier it is. I can see Pult. Who allowed this? Azelf might be broken low tier. It really might be. It is interesting though, because who is obviously known as like the stall guy, right? Plays stall really well. Not typically a Pokemon needs to get stall, so we'll see. I actually thought who was gonna get Crook. I think like Crook low tier stall would have been really scary. But that being said, let's jump into pick 2, which is gonna be Grandmaster D-Ray picking up Terra Iron Juiceless. We don't have an indicator for Terra. Oh, no, we do. It's the little terrassalization, little crystals in the back. So when you see a little crystalline structure in the background, that is going to indicate a Terra Captain. This is D-Ray's Terra Captain. This is the most expensive Terra Captain on the board. I believe he was priced at 20 points with Terra, whereas Azelf was priced at 16 without. So D-Ray really broke the bank here. Spent a lot of money, obviously, but I think it was worth it for sure. I mean, really, really powerful Pokemon with a booster, with booster energy and speed, it can really clean up games incredibly fast. I think fun sets are like Charge Beam. Really an incredibly versatile Pokemon. I also really like Booster Special Attack, right? Because of the fact that we're 108 speed in low tier, this thing is incredibly fast on its own. When we Terra Flying and Terra Dark boost up our stabs, or you could see more offensive typings like Fairy, or offensive / defensive typings like Fairy, Steel, Fire and Ground to hit, common checks and counters and things of the sort. Really is an incredibly strong Pokemon, and a good emergency button too. With 108 speed, getting that +1 speed really kind of lets you revenge most things that are boosting or scarfs. I guess unless your name's Azelf, which who has? This does soft check Azelf to an extent. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. All right, next up we have myself drafting the GOAT. If I have any members in chat, I'd love for them to drop our big crook emote. This is my GOAT. So you'll see it in my thumbnail. With Crocodile, I have gotten a championship each time I've used it, whether it be Crook or Sandile. We have a standard championship in BBR, an Uber's championship in BBL. I have a Little Cup championship with Sandile that we uploaded a movie of, right? And now we got him in low tier. We have to complete the Infinity Gauntlet with Crocodile. I had to go for him. This is the low tier GOAT. I mean, Crook is so strong. It's pretty darn fast for this format. 2 incredible abilities, Intimidate and Moxie. Anger Point, obviously not as good. But man, is Crocodile freaking powerful. Impossible challenge, OGL by not drafting Crook. Hey, I'm just saying, any members, if you want to become a member, drop that Crook emote. My GOAT with his rings on. He's here for a reason. Like, this is my guy. I'm very excited to get to try my GOAT in a format like this. I should have drafted him in SPL VGC so I could try to get him every championship humanly possible. I mean, Crook at this point is becoming one of my favorite Pokemon ever, just because of how good it is in draft at doing what it does. Really, it's an interesting round 1 pick because I think it allows us to be a little bit more flexible with Terra Captains and lower tier offense, because Crook is an incredible backbone with Intim, and it's incredible bulk spread for this format. So I'm juiced for Crook. I don't know if you guys, again, I'm sure if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know this is my guy. So definitely really exciting. Next up, we have the Victorian Shadows drafting the Shadow Pokemon themselves, Gengar, which is a really, really fun one. This is another Pokemon I drafted in the Speed Tour, and I got on like round 7 of that, and everybody was like, Gengar's bad this gen, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's the case here. I think this is the best Scarfer in the tier. The best Scarfer in the tier, because there's a lot of E-Speed spam in low tier, a lot of the great mons in low tier that are really strong have access to E-Speed. It's a Scarfer that's not revenged by E-Speed, which I think is awesome. Ghost Resists are very few and far in between. This Pokemon is incredibly strong. Incredibly strong. Great Scarfer, but also good with the Life Orb, good with the Specs. Stash sets are really cool. And even like Willow Hex sets can be really powerful if positioned properly. So, yeah. Good stuff from Neko Stevo here. I think this is a solid pickup for him, for sure. Next up, Terrakion. How the Mighty Have Fallen. I want you to go back in time. Jump in your time machine for me really quick. Go back in time to Generation 7 and be like, hey man, you want to play in a low tier league? And they'd be like, yeah, what are the Pokemon that's left? And they'd be like, you might be able to get like round 1 Terrakion. They'd punch you in the face. How the Mighty Have Fallen. But I do think Terrakion is incredible in this tier. I think it's really, really strong. Rock Fighting has no switch-ins. 108 is an incredible speed tier in this. And really, while we did lose the option to Rock Polish and Sweep, I think that Close Combat Stone Edge is so unbelievably strong in this tier that you can just run Life Orb and Band, or just Scarf and Revenge Kill everything, or break through your opponent's team incredibly well. Solid Rocker as well. I think it's an incredibly strong Pokemon. It is Terra Band. It was Terra Band, guys. I think that guy would have been a little too strong with Terra. So this isn't Terra, but I still think it's really incredible. I really do. I think people are sleeping on Terrakion, and Draft League Hive Mind has gotten to people, and they're like, no, this guy's bad in Standard, so he must be bad in low tier. No, this is the format for Terrakion. This is the format for Terrakion. I'm telling you, Tone's going to have a good time with this guy. Next up, Lycan Dusk. Big Jason drafting the mascot. We're always here for mascot picks. And Jason drafted that Lycan Dusk here. Another Terra Band mon, but another mon that's incredibly strong. I love the strong priority and tough claws of Cell Rock. Close combat basically becoming a stab, making this a faster Terrakion. While I do think Terrakion is great, I think this is a better version of Terrakion, to be completely honest with you. Really, really powerful mon. Can set up a move with an SD, plus an Cell Rock pretty comfortably. 110 is still really fast in this tier, right? This is low tier. So what is conventionally fast is kind of gone. So guys like Lycanroc are going to be really, really fast. It's also a great revenger to flyers, and flying is typically one of the better typings in low tier. Fighting is also one of the good ones, so you got to be careful about that. But we have Psychic Fangs coverage. Close combat nukes most of them. They don't switch into you well, but obviously you got to be careful about them. But I really love Lycanroc here. I think it's a good pick for Jay. Good start to the draft. Next up, Iron Crown. Big Iron Crown to Viz. This is Terra Band. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Viz actually performed with this Pokemon incredibly well in the SPL, where he had Psy Spam alongside Pokemon like Meowstic, which is so funny to say out loud that Meowstic was so good in doubles. We're back in singles where Pokemon are real again. But Iron Crown is still incredibly strong. Booster Energy speed sets with Calm Mind, Tachyon Cutter, Psychic Move, Focus Blast, things of the sort. Going to be really powerful. Or those AV sets are also going to be really solid. This does kind of like tell me what Viz's ideas might be later on, maybe with some NDD Psychic Spam. Could be a good format for it. Steel typing is also really, really nice. It's also Steel and Psychic. I think it's missing a typing there in the automation. But Steel Psychic, letting it resist fighting, or I mean flying, and being neutral to fighting. But yeah. Can you peep DMs real quick? I can. It's fine. Just make sure he knows for next time. Okay, sorry. Should have gone 101. Crown is the GOAT. He's my all-time kill leader. Well, I'm assuming you've gotten a Terra. I really want to try Terra Iron Crown in, like, standard draft. I think that guy's really strong in that format. All right, next up, we have Mienshao from J-Bear. Again, strong fighting types are really good in low tier, and this is one of the best ones. With regen, it functions as an incredible pivot, incredible scarfer, incredible breaker, one of the best life orb users in the format too. I think people really sleep on how strong life orb Mienshao can feel in a lot of these matchups. There's not a lot of fairies in low tier, guys. There's not. And those psychic types that resist fighting don't take knockoffs and U-turns well. So I think Mienshao is going to be really, really powerful. This is actually the one I wanted round 2 for my Terra captain, but it ended up going to J-Bear. And I think it is a very valid round 1 pick. I think I was stretching a little bit with wanting it round 2, right? I wouldn't even consider it a snipe at that point. So, yeah, really solid pickup from J-Bear. Again, solid glue piece, right? Getting that regen pivot early on is going to be great. And not tearing it is going to allow him to kind of expand his options a little bit for some of those mid-tier Terra options that haven't actually started to go. We've only seen one Terra captain go up to this point. So, good to know. Next up, we have a low-tier staple and Heracross going to Frito. When I think of low tier, there's 2 Pokemon I think of. Maybe it's because I'm an old head and I played Gen 7. And Gen 7 low tier was dominated by Heracross and Gardevoir. We see Heracross go here. I believe Panther had it in Season 1 and it put on a field day. I mean, absolutely smoked the competition. This thing with a Guts, Boosted Facade, Close Combat, Mega Horn, Knock Off, all those things is so incredibly strong. Has the utility in like spikes. It can go like Scarf Moxie very comfortably as well. Such a strong Pokemon for this format when everything's just a little bit weaker and a little bit slower. Next up, Okie Dokie, the second Terra captain picked, and I honestly thought this would go earlier. This Pokemon is so strong with Terra and Bulk Up. Very difficult to deal with. I also love the Assault Vest sets. I love the Scarf sets. I love the band. Okie Dokie really is just kind of a very solid and complete Pokemon. Incredible bulk spread, really, really strong, great stab combination, and if we can kind of patch up that defensive weakness of like the 4 times the Psychic and things of the sort, being weak to ground, all of that, man, this Pokemon becomes very, very difficult to kill and very, very difficult to take down. So, very solid pickup here from Endless. I think this is very apt for round 1. Next up, we got Doug. Big Arcanine Hisui. Yes, it is Terradogi, yeah. Next up is Doug. Arcanine Hisui here from Anne. Now, this is also Terra Band. We actually thought about allowing this to Terra. In hindsight, I'm kind of glad we didn't. I think it would have been really, really strong. But he's obviously a really strong Scarfer and Band guy with Rockhead alongside Flare Blitz and Head Smash, but a really strong E-Speed as well, which I love having emergency buttons like a strong E-Speed to make sure we don't just straight up lose the game if we misposition, things like that. It's always going to be a nice insurance policy, and if we could find means to get this guy in, is one of the greatest breakers in the format. So, good pick up by Ann here. Next up is Tony Cleavor. You ever miss Stealth Rocks? Well, you will with Cleavor, but when you hit those sharpness boosted Stone Axes and X Scissors, you're going to do a lot of damage. This Pokemon is incredibly, incredibly strong. And again, 85 is not the worst speed tier and low tier. So that kind of main big weakness for it in standard, where it's a little slow and there's steel types everywhere, not as prevalent in low tier. So I think this is a really strong pickup from Tony. I think that the Scarf and Band sets are typically going to be best, but you can also see it rock out with SD sets, Sash lead sets to guarantee get up rocks and do some crazy damage. You have great coverage and close combat as well. So really scary mon for a lot of teams to deal with. Most teams in low tier are probably not going to have a consistent answer to Cleavor. Misses. You ever miss Stealth Rock? Cleavor, the birthmark of the question mark. The Sheer Force not set rocks. It doesn't set rocks. If it clicks Sheer Force Stone Axe, it would not set rocks. Speaking of Kirby, he also grabbed a fighting type and a flying type. 2 best typings in low tier, in my opinion, on one Pokemon in Hawlucha, which is pretty darn cool. Now, it might seem a little weak on paper, but when you can go adamant in most matchups, that 92 attack on top of both close combat and Brave Bird is going to hit like a truck. Those SD unburdened sets are always scary, whether it be like a Citrus set or whether he grabs some terrain later, whatever it might be. But I love Hawlucha's utility as like a Scarfer, as a Band guy, as a Encore bot with 118 speed. Really is an incredible glue piece, and I think a really strong Pokemon that people probably didn't think about initially when looking at this board. Again, go tell a Gen 7 player that Hawlucha is in low tier now. They'll literally punch you in the face. Like, literally punch you in the face. So, yeah. That being said, let's jump into the next. Bulk Up sets on, like, every ground in the tier fire ones. Yeah, Bulk Up's great, too. Birds. Next up, we have our Ramon pick from last season and Gudra Hisui going to Keegan here. The Dragon Steel typing is so good. Steel types are obviously at a premium in this format, so something good to note, right? Getting one early on is always going to be really clutch. This thing is not only incredibly bulky, but it's really strong with incredible coverage, and it's a great glue piece, whether it be as a breaker, whether it be as an AV guy, whether it be physically defensive, right? It's not like regular Gudra, where it's like super spread-def oriented. It can totally run phys-def variants and be really strong at it. Iron defense body press sets are also going to be really strong. Even like your random sneaky scarf and spec sets can be really powerful in a lot of games. I also read weakness policy a few times too. So I'm big on the Gudra Sui. I think this is a good pickup here from Keek. Now, Amel is going to draft Primarina. Talking about good typings, Water Fairy is unbelievably powerful. What a great typing Water Fairy is. Primarina, obviously incredibly strong, very, very bulky from the Spadef side, has a ton of utility, whether it be as a like Specs Breaker, whether it be as an Assault Vest pivot with Flip Turn, whether it be as a Calm Mind win con. Primarina really can do it all. It's incredible in Standard for a reason, and I don't think it gets any worse in Low Tier, that's for damn sure. Really difficult Pokemon to switch into. I actually don't think there's a team in this league that has a consistent I always beat Primarina answer. So I think Amel will use it well, and I think he'll find some creative ways of using it as well. The Primby account. That's a BBR champion. Now, lastly, rounding out round one, we have Vatsa drafting Staraptor. Incredible Scarfer and Breaker with Band. I mean, ridiculously powerful, Mom. Those Reckless Brave Birds and Double Edge are going to be so powerful on top of the coverage of close combat. There really isn't much that you can do about switching into this Pokemon. Like, really just cannot switch into it at all. Now, it is kind of pigeonholed into those two roles, but hey, it's kind of the idea of, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Use what it's good at. I mean, and Staraptor is going to be really good at setting Stealth Rocks. Sorry, I looked at the chat. Oh my god. Nobody clip that, please. Staraptor is going to be really good at clicking Brave Bird and clicking Double Edge. That's simple. I mean, really, really powerful Pokemon. Now, as we keep moving through the draft, that is the end of That is the end of round one. I'd really appreciate if you guys haven't done so already, drop a like on the stream. We only have 14 so far, 15 because I just liked it myself, but we have 50 people here. I promise you, we can go ahead and get that like number up. We really can. I also, looks like I have 10 gifted memberships this week. So, I'll tell you what, if we get 30 likes before we get to the end of the next round, we'll give 5 members. 30 likes, we'll give 5. So, get a membership, get to drop that crook emote in the chat, that goat react for the first 4 weeks of the league. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into round 2. Again, get to 30. Okie dokie, like, hell yeah, Viz. Next up, we have That's a Crafting Gardevoir. Another really, really powerful Pokemon, debatably a round 1 pick. Again, like I said, when I think of low tier draft, I think of Heracross and Gardevoir. There are not many answers to Gardevoir in this format. There really aren't. The consistent steel types that switch in, really, not only are they hard to come by, but you get up a spike with this Mon, and the steel types come in without any recovery. Like your Registeel that like technically checks Gardevoir, it's gonna come in, take a Specs Moonblast, and then take a spike, and it's like, oh wow, I can switch in one more time. Like, really tough to deal with. I also love how much this core pressures each other's checks, and since they're both checked by the same thing, and you think like, oh, that's kind of bad. A steel type makes your team run away. I don't think so. Because if you're going a Phys-Def Steel for that Staraptor, have fun switching into Specs Moonblast and vice versa. And you can't switch into Gardevoir with that Phys-Def Steel because it's going to take 40% from Specs, right? And vice versa, right? If we go Specs Steel, it's not switching into Staraptor, or it's getting close combated, or it's getting, Focus Blasted by the regular Gardevoir. So I really do like this combination a lot. Yeah, exactly, Jake. I really like this combination because of that idea. So, really solid pickup here from Vatsa. Next up, we have Jaybear here drafting Overquill. I love this Pokemon in low tier. Definitely a little bit more expensive because of the idea that it can rock with Swift Swim. So it might be time for Prim Rain, the Primby Rain team. I think both these Pokemon are also on Jaybear's championship team in BBR. So hey, Jaybear knows what winners are doing. Look at that, right? I mean, Amel knows what winners are doing, right? Isn't this his visit team from LTM 1? I don't think so, no. He didn't have Iron Crown in there. Transmission on Specs Prim. Oh, is this a Visit team? Oh, it might have been. I don't remember what he had. To be honest with you. But obviously, Overquill, incredibly strong Spiker. Really strong offensively, too. I love Swords Dance. I think Swords Dance is incredibly strong. I think there's a lot of room for Swords Dance Scale Shot in low tier as well. Yeah, we could totally see Rain from here. I could totally see Rain happening from here. Next up, we have Sinistra, so now it definitely can't be Visiting because I know he had this last time. This is going to be Keegan's Terra Captain. I did have both these guys. There you go. I think that Sinistra is going to be really, really over-centralized. And with Calm Mind, with Nasty Plot, with Trick Room, this thing when it can change its typing and flip defensive matchups on its head, as well as having a resistance ability plus Terra, makes it really powerful. Like those Terra steel sets that just aren't weak to fire, pretty fire, right? Like really, really cool having a steel type that takes away one of those weaknesses. So incredibly, incredibly strong. These two Pokemon are going to be really difficult to take down. Yeah, especially like having that Spadef wall as Gudra, that Fizdef wall as Sinistra. If we have a way of keeping both of them healthy too, with either a Healing Wish or Wish Passer or something of the sort, going to be pretty powerful. So good start here for Keegan. Next up, we have Porygon Z from Kirby. I love this combination. Love, love, love this combination. Hawlucha grabs U-turns, gets into Porygon. We click Adaptability, Try Attack. I also love the idea that Hawlucha bullies any semblance of a Porygon Z counter ever. Whether it be a Steel type, whether it be a Rock type. I guess Ghost types can technically soft check both of them, but I like this combination a lot. And again, these 90 base speed, like really strong breakers that don't have the speed to keep up in standard draft thing are really going to thrive in this format. Give Porygon Z Boom Burst. Well, he's not allowed here anymore if he does that. If they give him Boom Burst, he's not going to be allowed in low tier no more. I'll tell you that much. Next up, we have Tony with the Austin FC Verdeerlings here, drafting their Terra Captain in Meloetta. Really, really strong. Another Pokemon I really think of when I think of low tier. Meloetta always does well. Even in old gens like low tier, it was strong. And I think with Terra, it's really powerful here. I believe J-Scurf had it last season with low tier, when we had low tier and Terra. Really, really powerful Pokemon. Really versatile, whether it be Calm Mind, AV, whether it be a Scarf set, Spec set, or you rock out with a really cool Relic Song set, get into your fighting normal type, and really do some damage. Really powerful Pokemon. And again, it's kind of the same idea as That's a team, where Cleavor is really checked hard by Steels, but if we're using Steels to check Cleavor, they're not switching into Meloetta stabs anymore, right? So I think that's pretty cool. I think Meloetta should have an item or move like Kelly Sampier what form. I agree. Loving these strong physical plus special breaker combos. Yeah, me too. Really powerful. Next up, we have Ant crafting his Terra Captain in Tornadus Incarnate. This is the round of Terra Captains, man. They're all going right now. This Pokemon is incredibly strong. Fly Spam is really powerful in low tier, and when we can Terra and make it even stronger, or get the accurate option in Terra Blast, it's going to be really powerful. Whether it be Nasty Plus sets, whether it be Spec sets, or whether it be physical variants with like Defiant and things of the sort. Definitely think it could be really cool. Terra Flying, Terra Blast Specs, yeah, 100%. 100%. So, good utility. The Prankster can always come up clutch, and Defiant can always come up clutch in, like, into matchups. So, yeah, really solid. Next up, we have Endless Gadgets here, drafting Skarmory. We want some hazards with that Okie Dokie, so Skarm is here, set up spikes, whirlwind things around, and be a general nuisance as a physical wall. Skarm isn't that interesting. It kind of just sets those spikes, whirlwinds guys around, but hey, there you go. This is Paldeer Dex, right? So no defog on this? Correct. This is Paldeer Dex. Correct. This is on Wi-Fi. Next up, we have the Welchions here in Sylveon, crafting what I guess is kind of a mascot, right? If this is a Welsh Sylveon, then it is a mascot pick. Sylveon is always going to be powerful in low tier. Like I said, fairies are just strong hyper voice into not a lot of counters. We can also use that baton pass aspect of Sylveon, not pass stats into Heracross, but pass into Heracross as those steel types come in, and we get a free close combat, baby. Free close combat. We want to give everything Boom Burst, huh, Zio? Big U-turn fan, or big Boom Burst fan. What's Skarmory doing in low tier? Has Power Creep gone that far? Yeah, show an Aura player that Skarmory is going round 2 in a low tier draft. But yes, I think Power Creep has gone that far. Next up, we have J-Bear picking what I think is probably the steal of the draft at this point. Round 2 Terra Gyarados. I think this Pokemon is justifiable at 1-1, right? I think this Pokemon is very justifiable at 1-1, and he made it all the way to round 2. In the middle of round 2, not a 10-minute segment. Obviously, incredibly versatile Pokemon, whether it be DD Intim, DD Moxie, Scarf, Band, so many different things that it can do. It can even rock really defensive variants. I think it's a really powerful Pokemon and really versatile in the hands of the, a good builder. I believe this last song, me neither. Me freaking neither. You the best one so far, like so hard to prep for. Yeah, I agree. Oh, I got Temper Flare, though, because his temper be flaring. Now, I do want to mention, we are halfway through round 2. We're at 46 viewers, 25 likes. Remember, if we get to 30 likes before the end of this round, we will get 5 memberships. go ahead, drop a like on the video, get somebody a membership. Maybe get yourself a membership. Who knows? Who knows, right? Next up, we have Viz drafting Moltres Galar. Again, the hyper offense man drafting the hyper offense. Guys, this guy could not Terra. Don't worry. I'm assuming he would have Terra'd it otherwise. But really, really powerful Pokemon. With Berserk, it can really compound boost it alongside Agility and Nasty Plot. Scarf sets are also really strong. Love Assault Vest. It's like a Pokemon that's really strong offensively. But is just naturally bulky defensively. Same thing as Crown, right? So it gives them a little bit of a defensive backbone. Next up, we have Jason drafting Terra Volcanion. Really interesting one. A Pokemon that has a really strong stab combination, but like really feels boots locked a lot of the time because of that fire typing. Not having to go boots as often because we can change our typing into something that's not weak to rocks is going to be really strong. Also, going Terra Water like Spec Steam Eruption is going to be one of the strongest neutral clicks humanly possible. Like humanly possible. So, obviously we can be a little bit more diverse. I also love Water Absorb plus Terra, so like Terra Ground sets to boost your Earth power. On top of being immune to water still, always going to be nice, right? Being a ground type immune to water is always going to be a powerful thing. So, really strong pickup here from Jason. Next up, we have Slowking going to Tone. Good means of getting in the Tracheon, right? That Chilly Reception is going to find opportunities to get Tracheon in. Click buttons, Regen Pivot, solve with an AV, and those OTR sets with like Nasty Plot or a Weakness Policy or something like that. Also going to get some value as well. So, give Volcanion Boom Burst. So true. Let me see, this pick is Berserk. Oh. Let's Slush Rush Ron, we got to see. Yeah, we could totally see it. Yeah, give some cool synergy and game, play pass and stuff like that. Next up, we have Necrostivo here, drafting Tinkaton. What a solid pickup. I mean, probably the best defensive Pokemon in this format, or best utility Pokemon in this format. Encore, T-Wave, Knock, Rocks. Really just gets the job done. Steel, Fairy, both two hard types to come by. You get both of them one mon. Hell yeah, right? Hell yeah. Good stuff. Next up, myself, drafting my Terra Captain in Gallade. Mascot pick, right? We got a mascot pick. I haven't used Terra Gallade yet this generation, but I think it's really powerful with the Sharpness boost this gen. Sacred Sword, Psycho Cuts, Leaf Blades, Night Slashes are all incredibly powerful. Sword Stance sets, Bulk Up sets, Scarf sets are all going to be really, really powerful. Bulk Up Gallade. Hey, drop a like for Terra Gallade. Team Owen, hell yeah. 34 likes. Oh, we about to give some members, baby. We about to give some members. There you go. Love me some Glade. Yeah, I think sharp choice. There you go. Might drop it. But yeah, I think Terra Glade's going to be really strong. I also think it's going to be really powerful with Crook. We just need to find means of getting these Pokemon in, and they're going to do some pretty big damage. I think this is the best Terra Captain left on the board when I drafted. So, yeah. Hell yeah. Next up, we have D-Ray drafting Klefki. I really like this pickup alongside Jugu, offering some speed control with T-Wave, offering some screens to let it really do some damage. Maybe get off like a Meteor Beam or something of the sorts, or like set up workups or charge beams, or just setting up spikes, man. Just get up the spikes. It's hard to remove them and click some buttons. Really, really chill some things down. Glade getting Chirp just killed my interest in Mega Glade, not gonna lie. In that dex, nah, Mega Glade's still so good. Why use it just to lose such a good ability? Because it's still Mega Glade. That's why. That is why. Use Intel the Sniper. Down with OG Albino. This is you're in the wrong stream. Aside from, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. But yeah, I like this pickup from D-Ray a lot. Spikes, screens, all that stuff. I think I was actually looking at picking this up next too. So, good idea. And then, there it is. Who drafting Aloe? Solid pickup. Good pivot, gets in Azelf, gets another Pokemon, Regen Pivot, really solid Pokemon. So nobody's going to believe me, but I was going to get Aloe in round 3. I was actually going to potentially get in round 2, because I didn't think D-Ray would want Gallade without Terra, but I'm glad I went Gallade, because he was going to get it, so we're good to go. But yeah, shoutouts to Aloe. Azelf, Rocks, T-Wave, Tonic Explosion, yeah, so that Aloe can win afterwards. Alrighty. That and give Aloe Boom Burst. You're spinning right now. You're spinning right now. Alrighty, chat. We're going to go ahead. Give 5 memberships. I appreciate you guys showing some love on the stream. I know, I can't believe I let it do. Maybe that was my biggest mistake. Jake, Sin, the Zoologist, Soltech, and Philip. There you go. 5 gifties for you all. Look at that. I like how I just got my own like notification alert box. I'm gonna put that up here so we can see. There you go. Is it going to show each of them? I doubt it, right? I doubt it. Oh, it is going to show all of them. So look at all the memberships. Look at the little random zombie emote, too. I'm here for it. You want to see more of that? Give some members. I'll tell you guys what. We have 5 more gifted for the month, for free. If we hit 45 by the end of round 4. 45 likes by the end of round 4. So we have a couple rounds. 45 likes by the time we get through to who's 2 picks from now from who. We will give 5 more. 5 more. Thanks so much, Owen. Of course. Of course. Hunky ever get a membership? Hunky never got a membership. Hunky never got a membership. So yeah, 11 more likes in the next 2 rounds. We'll give 5 more. Alright? Alright. Now that the Badoops are done, no more pinging, no more none of that. Let's go ahead, jump into round 3. We are going to start moving a little bit quicker at this point as well. I'd like to mention too, as we're getting a lot more of the role and support pieces, we're going to move a little bit faster, alright? Alright. Next up, we have Who here drafting Cyclizar, really trying to get that good spin. I think the Regen Core is nice, and again, getting good spin in low tier, especially if you're going to go a more bulky balance type team, like Who he typically likes to go, getting good spin immediately is a good idea. Give Cyclizar Boom Burst. But yeah, solid AV guy. I also think there's a lot more room for offensive Cyclizar in low tier, just because everything is frailer and weaker. We can find opportunities to shift gear. We could be Banded. We could be Specs. I think it's actually a great Pokemon in low tier. This is a big snipe for you. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think a lot of people want it. I mean, like, the spin aspect is always just going to be strong in this format. Next up, we have D-Ray drafting Cerulege. We wanted the setup guy, like the raw, powerful setup guy, to take advantage of the screens and the spikes that we're setting up with Klefki here to SD, either Weak Armor or Flash Fire, right? I like Flash Fire alongside Klefki too. We can really punish those fire types that feel comfortable coming in on Klefki, set up Swords Dances, and win the video game. Offensive Psych also means you bring them with an offensive regen mom with a defensive one. Yeah? You should give Cerulege Boom Burst. I agree. This one's a fraud. Nah, I think this guy with Terra is really powerful. Obviously, he's Terra banned here. But I think it's pretty strong. I think Cerulege is actually pretty strong. Next up, can I get a Big Man Blastoise in the chat? Big Man Blastoise. That's me. That is me. Twin Cannons the Blastoise is going to be our next pick. So I'm sure Who noticed as well in drafting Cyclizar. Not a lot of spin on the board. I don't want to get a hazard stack, and I want to set up hazards of my own. So I want spin opposed to fog. Blastoise is probably one of the best ones left. And something else I really liked about it, above all of the other spinners, was the aspect of flip turn. I love the slow flip turn into both Gallade and Crocodile, so we can get them in and just click buttons, right? It's really nice to have offense, but it's even nicer to have offense that we can get into for free. Blastoise is really good at doing that in the early game, right? So, there we go. Mr. Mirror Man made himself. Don't worry, we will not be bringing Smash. We'll even drop some packs in here. Scruff Water Spout. Yeah, there's some cool stuff you go. I love AV. I love Fizdef with either like a Citrus or Rocky Helmet. It's not a super flashy Pokemon, but he does his job. He does his job, that's for sure. Alright, on to the next. We have Mesprit here from the Victorian Shadows. Terra Mesprit at that. Again, Levitate plus Terra, always strong. I think Terra Electric is really powerful. Like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Nasty Plus sets are going to be really strong. It also gives a strong Healing Wish for the team, which is always going to be powerful. It's also a solid mid-tier Terra Captain, to where he can get something else of sequel, like similar power, to where like Mesprit doesn't need to Terra every single time, and it can be used as like that Rocks Healing Wish bot as well. Shell Smash Blastoise loud? It for sure is, because Shell Smash is one of the worst moves in the game. Mesprit admit it can do everything, but it can't do it well. No, I disagree, dude. I love Mesprit. This is actually a Pokemon I was debating on getting, and I definitely would have gotten next round if it lasted all the way around to round 4. I think this Pokemon's really powerful. Shout out to J. Ricky. Is an Alice in your draft coming out? Oh, for sure. I have it uploaded and like ready to go. The moment I stop stream, my draft analysis is going to go up. Mine's only 7 minutes. It's really short. It's just an edited video. But we have a really fun bit on it, too. So, yeah. Look, 8 people that got sniped. Yeah. Herb made Blast Smash 1 so much less overwhelming. But that's sort of strength because it does other stuff so well. Yeah, exactly. Next up, another Terra Captain and Terra Rabombi from Tone here. Quiver Dance plus Terra is always going to be powerful. Or going Terra Ghost to deny those webs from going away on a spin. Always going to be powerful. I think giving Ramambi an extra coverage move to hit steals is going to be so nice for it. It'd be so nice for it. Whether it be Terra Ground, Terra Fire, things of the sort, pretty strong, right? And we have the defensive application of spin blocking potentially. So, Yeah, good stuff. Like the Rabambi. Also, just Terra Fairy Moonblast, right? Can be really strong with a Specs or a Scarf. So yeah. When are you getting the OGL Bio draft analysis? Sorry, I am no King L5. That is not in my bag. Next up, we have Sandy Shocks here from Jason, giving him a little bit more hazard presence, right? We have Lycanroc with rocks, but doesn't want to rock ever, so getting a really reliable rocker in Sandy Shocks is always going to be nice. It can spike as well. Volt around. It's walled by any ground type with an air balloon, but other than that, it's pretty strong, right? So, good stuff. Next up, when are we getting the draft cipher? So true. I mean, my nicknames are all cipher related, right? They always are. We had ground types. Yeah, it was a very weak team. I'm sure he'll patch it up, though. Next up, though, we have Viz. Who would have thought it? Drafting Indeedee here. Obviously, really strong Pokemon, especially in singles. Male is just going to be better because it is just stronger offensively. Clicking Expanding Force and Psychic Terrain is always going to be powerful. Setting up for the Crown as well. Always going to be good stuff. So, strong pickup here. No Follow Me Sag. True. He should know better. He just played VGC. Speaking of Gen 8 Psychic types, we have Jayber here with Hatterene, maybe realizing that, hey, there might not be a lot of great removal and spin left, but I have him on that can always guarantee that rocks don't go up unless I'm playing some Bolt Breaker stuff in with Hatterene and its Magic Bounce ability. A strong Pokemon in general. It does like deter hazards, gives him really slow mon, gives him an offensive Trick Room user, things of the sort. So yeah, cool one. And again, strong stab combination in low tier, right? We saw Gardevoir is incredible. This thing is even stronger. It's just slow. So you gotta be careful about how you're using it. Next up, we have Mamoswine Terra. Mamoswine. I'm very interested to see how this one goes. I have never seen a Terra Mamoswine in my life, but I think it could be interesting to see like these really strong Earthquakes, these really strong Terra Ice Shards and Icicle Crashes and things of the sort. We're getting an extra coverage move. We also have Thick Fat, again, giving us a resistance ability alongside Terra. It's always going to open up more options defensively. But yeah, VGC World Champion, Big Mamoswine is here. It seems broken. I'm excited to see how you use it, Frito. I'm excited. Next up, we have Tentacruel, the opposite of broken. But again, good spin. That's still on the board. I'm a big Tentacruel believer. King L5 would tell you otherwise, but he's wrong and a silly goose. Love me some Tentacruel. Solid speeds here. Gets spins off pretty reliably. Good utility. Good momentum. Solid on. I think you want good spin on this team too, considering you have Skarm setting up spikes. Then we have Hydrapple. Not letting who get it. We said we already let you get Aloe. I'm not letting you get Hydrapple back. Obviously, can't Terra in this, so I think that makes it definitely much worse. But I do think that it is pretty powerful. Fickle Beam is like the silliest move of all time. Just like 10% of the time getting like or whatever the percent of the time, 30. Getting a double powered move is so silly. It is unbelievably silly. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Really strong Hydrapple here. Round 3 Tentacruel, by the way. Guess what round Tentacruel went in BBR last season? Keep in mind, standard draft. It's round 3. Guess how many games it came to? 1. That shit was funny. Tentacruel is everything wrong with society. Tentacruel and round 1 Aloe. So true. Next up, we have Tony drafting Noivern. We've reached the part of the draft where people are like, oh no, the speed. It's going. I need to draft something fast. And that's what Noivern is, right? It's fast. It can taunt Super Fang. It can throw off pretty strong canes. Much better in low tier than it is in standard. That's for sure. So, yeah. Game Freak, because people saw how people love game deciding crits. Yeah. It's that, but it's not even a crit. Like, can't get mad at it. Say you hate me, J-Bear. Do it. Say it right now. Say it right now. Momentum Stem, yeah, for sure. We just need some spikes. You have Noivern Aerial 8 and Boom Burst. It already has it. Next up, we have Kirby. It's one of the best slow pivots in the game. If I didn't really want spin, this is what I would have gotten with my round 3. Potentially, and gone double ground with Croak Swampert. But I figured it was a little better to go Blast Ice. And I think this is a great pickup for Kurt. Again, momentum. Let's get in Pokemon like Hawlucha and Porygon Z especially as often as humanly possible. If we do that, we're going to have a good time. No, I don't want to trade you. I didn't pick Swampert on purpose. I'm just saying it was my other idea. But yeah, solid pickup from Kurt here. Love me some Swampert. Not a super flashy mon, but he does his job. And he does it damn well. Next up, we have Nidoqueen. So Nidoqueen on Keegan's team, really, really powerful. The water and fighting typing, going to be really strong. Wave Crash is great. Bulk Up, great. Scarf, great. This is actually my kill leader last season, which is pretty funny. It wasn't even like the most impressive one on my team by far, but it was my kill leader last season, so. Yeah, this is Nidoking. Or Nidoqueen. Nidoking might get drafted later. So shout out to Nidoqueen. Anyways, next up we have Entei here from Amo. Again, finding free flip turns, getting in with our Entei on things that Prim forces it in, like potentially Steel trying to resist Fairy, Grass trying to resist Water, and then just clicking Sacred Fire. Really, really strong Pokemon. Can't Terra, strong E-Speed though. This does lead me to believe that Amo is not going to go with that Rain option. Next up, we have Regieleki from Vatsa. Really, really early pickup. Just give him really fast spin and boom and screens. I'm not the biggest Lecky guy in the world. I'm a bit of a hater. But if we're drafting hyper offense, I think it is a really good spinner and a really good screen setter. Like, especially in this format. Is incredible at it. So, we saw Donphin Rain Entei Rain can't exist. Breaking Aaron Judge hit a Little League park home run. Who would have thought? Shit, I'm only like 10 minutes away from Aaron Judge right now. Give Regieleki Boom Burst. He'd still be bad. No, he'd actually be a lot better. It's a strong move. And he can still spam E-Speed and Rain, to be fair. That's true. That's true. But can't spam Sacred Fire, and that's Stab. Then, going into round 4. Sorry. Going into round 4. Again, I'd like to mention, we have 5 more gifties available to you all. 5 more gifties. I'd love to give them to you. However, right now, we only have 37 likes. If we get 8 more of those and get to 45, we will get 5 members. 5 more members, just for you guys. I know not all of you have liked. I know that doesn't seem possible with the amount of people we have here, but I promise you people have came and left. And liked and left. Like the stream. Do it right now. I bet it's Slitherwing. That's a picks up. Comfort. No, I'm just kidding. That's a picks. I guess I spoiled the next pick for that bit. Whoopsie. Next up, we have Vatsa picking a Terra Slitherwing, which I also think is a really strong one. I really like this thing under screens with Bulk Up. So hard to deal with. I can tell you as someone who just built for this team, spoilers, me and Vatsa play week 1. Man, is this thing hard to build for with screens. It is so hard to build with screens up. Terra Slitherwing is Terra's Rude minus knockoff. Yeah, Slitherwing mentioned. Chat, we are so excited for Slitherwing. Can I get 5 likes for Slitherwing? Yeah, I think this is a format where it can really thrive. I think with Terra especially, when it can shed that really crappy typing, it's really bulky and it's really strong. Yeah, Flame Charge Bulk Up or Trailblaze Bulk Up, right? Can boost in 2 ways. It can also just like be Morning Sun and max Spadef and never die. I promise you, this Pokemon is ridiculous. It is very strong. Maybe you shouldn't have allowed it to Terra, or at least should have increased the pricing. Like, a really powerful Pokemon. Next up, we have another really powerful Pokemon, Terra Comfey. Double Fairy spam from Amel here. Obviously, Comfey with the Triage ability is going to have priority on Draining Kiss and Giga Drain. Offensively, it moves like Synthesis defensively, which is pretty cool. I think with Terra, it becomes even more potent of a sweeper with like Terra Ground, Terra Fire, Terra Electric, things like that. I've done a lot of work with Terra Comfey and Standard. I'm sure it's going to be really strong here. And again, the more priority, the better. We have quadruple priority. Jets, E-Speed, Draining Kiss / Giga Drain, right? Also turns into Steel types and it can U-turn on them. Yeah, get an Entei, right? So it doesn't have to be Calm Mind and set up a win. So, good to know. Good stuff from Mayhem. Then we have the Orlando Magikarp, once again, drafting their speed. We're getting to that point. People need speed, and you're going to see a lot of things go a little earlier than you think they might, because teams do not have fast Pokemon. We really, really need to secure speed in a format like Low Tier, but there's not a lot of it. Keegan got Talonflame here. I do think Talonflame fits well, though. Gives him a flying guy, gives him fire, lets him pivot around, get free switch-ins to the likes of Goodra. A lot of the Pokemon that, like, on his team, Talonflame can check and beat their checks pretty well. So, yeah, good stuff from Keegan. I do like this pick. I'm a big Talonflame believer. Sorry, I'm getting pinged somewhere. I need to check. There we go. Some much needed momentum. Yes, 100%. Who got Iron Bundle? True. Okay, we gotta get to the next one. Wherever this pick for Keegan is. For some reason, OBS like does not let you like do a ton of picks. So how many picks is this? Because we can kind of like gauge this. This is 51, so it's 52 slides. So for slideshow 2, we're going to go I mean, we literally can just drag from here. 55. Okay. Hide. Key into cart. Cool. So we did it. Look at that. Look how quick I was. I was prepared for that this time. I was prepared. Kurt drafting Uxie. Again, more momentum. Let's get into guys like Porygon. Let's keep up tempo. Let's get into our other momentum guys and just keep U-turning and flip turning around forever. Kurt is just a couple more hazards away from having a really scary momentum-based, like, bulky offense team. Swampert Uxie. Really strong pairing, especially alongside Hawlucha. I like this core a lot. I like these Pokemon a lot. I love Uxie alongside Hawlucha as well. Free U-turns, rocks, yawn. Again, he has two of the best rockers in the format to where he could really just realistically not draft any more rockers and be completely fine. Be absolutely completely fine. Where's the terrain? True. Can we get a Tapu Koko on this team? It just looked like a Gen 7 team. Next up we have Tony here with Wheezing Galar. The momentum spam does go away, but good defensive typing, very anti-meta, gives him a ground immunity on top of Noivern, so a little bit more of a defensive ground answer, which is obviously nice. It even gives him like a Misty Search option, some pretty cool stuff like that. So, yeah, good mon. We're gonna start rolling, guys. I don't know if you know this, but we're gonna start moving. I have no idea why his third pick is a Pokeball, but sorry, Ant, you don't get your third mod anymore. Next up, we have Ant here drafting Enam T. Again, strong fairy. His team is very very Hisui coded right now. Very Hisui coded. But strong, can Calm Mind and win, can also set up Trick Room. Pretty annoying Pokemon. Drafted Voltorb. Let's go. Next up, speaking of Voltorb, we have Electro Hisui getting the speed for Endless's team. Again, speed is going fast, like hotcakes. It's going quick. Endless decided, I need this. I want something that break waters as well. Want to find some momentum to take advantage of my spikes. That's what Trode's going to do here. Unfortunately, it's not Terra. I think Terra Trode is really good, but I don't think he had the budget with getting Okidogi earlier. Next up, we have Empoleon right here. Again, solid rocker, solid pivot. Gets Roost's Gem, which is obviously awesome, and competitive, which is going to block Defog. Or not block Defog, deter Defog. So, really solid pickup here. Honestly, a really difficult Pokemon to take down, and Water Steel is just such a good defensive typing. Oh, I'm ready for it. Haha. The speed, it's going. So J-Bear felt pressured enough. That's how fast the speed is going. J-Bear felt pressured enough that he was like, damn, I need to draft Raikou. Can we get any question mark reacts, please? J-Bear when he has to draft fucking... what do you call it? Fucking Raikou. Definitely a tough look, but fast, decently strong, is a good pivot, pressures grounds pretty well, and really I think if Jibber uses this thing offensively to catch doubles into ground types switching in to get into Gyarados, or doubles or volt switches into grass types to get Gyarados in and click Terra Blast flying, he's going to have a much better time. So, solid enough, right? Not a great Pokemon, but I think it fits the team well. Next up, we have Iron Leaves. It's going to be Visit Terra Captain. Now, Amel used it, or not Amel, Keegan used this last season to great success, going to semifinals with it. This Pokemon alongside Psychic Terrain with Sideblade is going to be really powerful. Really, really powerful. Boost energy speed, Swords Dance, win the game. Kind of the idea there, right? I know Keegan did really well with it last time. We'll see how it does here. This is the Iron Valiant of low tier. Iron Leaves. But where'd he go? Iron Leaves' his head split open. Yes, it does still get Scald. It does still get Scald. Alrighty, chat. I want to let you know. How many likes are we at? We are at 41 likes. We are just 41. 42. We are at 42 likes. 3 more likes in these next couple picks. We will give 5 more members. But you have to drop a like. You have to. You 3 of you guys. Come on. Go sit down on your computer. Pull your phone out your pocket. Click the button. That's simple. 45 likes, and we will gift 5 more members. Alright, let's do it. Next up, we have Shaman, my goat. I know not a lot of people are big on Shaman, but I'm pouring honey on Shaman. That's my goat. Gives him a ground resist finally. He seems so weak to ground. We have acquired a ground resist. Gives him some strong healing wish and likes Lycanroc and Volcanion, which is really nice. And Seaflare Earth Power is really annoying to switch into. It just is really annoying to switch into. Oh, 45 likes. Let's go, baby. So yeah, solid pickup. Next up, we have Clodsire here from Tone. I love the hazards that he's getting on this team now. Really taking the pressure off Terrakion as a rocker with Clodsire coming. He has Spike, things of the sort, gives him another fighting resist. I mean, this team is a Terrakion 3 fighting resist, which is really funny. Not the biggest Clodsire guy in the world, but I think in low tier it's definitely a lot better than it is in standard. Next up, we have the Victorian Shadows and Necrostevo drafting Terra Flygon. So there's a second Terra captain, a little bit more of an offensive one, allowing us to drag it up, set up on the game. Terra Steel plus Levitate is also going to be nice. Again, 2 Levitate Terra guys, right? We can also go Terra Electric, no weaknesses, find more opportunities to drag it up and win the video game. Imagine telling a Gen 7 player Raikou can see the low tier now. I'm telling you, yeah, you're not lying. It's definitely weird. Next up, we have myself drafting Salazzle. That's Spiffles. Spit poison. I'm fire. I look like Salandit. Spiffles to Salazzle. Now, it gives me 117 speed, faster than 115, which is actually really nice. Gives me T-Spikes. Gives me another Solid Breaker for steals. Another strong offense piece, and I actually really like it alongside Stoice. Flip turn on grass. Come in, click a button, right? Really hard mon to switch into. I'm actually a big Salazzle guy. I think it's a good mon. Next up, we have Donphan Rain, the return. D-Ray's drafting Politoed with his next pick. He told me. So if he doesn't, he's a liar. But Donphan gives him a good spinner, gives him a good rocker. We didn't have any rocks at this point, so getting that now was very paramount in my opinion. So very solid pickup from D-Ray here. Klefki Rain. The crazy thing is like Rain outside of Cerulean and Donphan, like with the top 2, totally a possibility. Next up, we have Who drafting Terra Low-Kicks, one of the strongest Terra captains in this format. Really just coming in and clicking to this boosted Bug move and Dark move. Really, really powerful Pokemon. I think Azelf and all of like this U-turn spam really facilitates it well. I think Who really needs some hazards, and once he gets some hazards, this like momentum spam bulky offense is going to be really, really powerful. So go pick up here from Who for sure. Terra Low-Kicks indeed! Exclamation point. All right. Let's go ahead and get 5 more. Again, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. We're going to wait for all the notifications to go. Get to 5 Shelgon members. Who getting a membership? Fist to Your Doom, Zoro Uchiha, Travesty, and Braum. All getting memberships. We're going to take a little bit of a break so I can like rest my voice a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, rest my voice a little bit as these notifications roll through. Who got the first one? Fist getting the second one. LeBron James. OG Albino, we need you to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. Hunky's the worst catch I've ever seen. Hey, it's been like a year now. It was literally last season when that bit started, which is pretty funny. As we wait for these to go through, let me know down in the live chat or in the comments if you're watching the VOD after the fact, what is your favorite team thus far? Who has the coolest team up to this point? I think it's that OG Albina guy. Because it'd be a good thumbnail. But yeah, my week 1 is just going to be Salazzle with giant tits. And it's not even coming to the battle. LeBron James grabbing that last gifty. And it's rapid fire time. It's rapid fire time. Yes, 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 yes. Too late. Making it now. No! Don't do that. I'm lying. Please don't do that. Alright, guys. Moving in round 5. We're getting to that like halfway point in the draft. Or like a little over halfway. So again, we're going to start moving. We're taking like 10 seconds max in a lot of these picks now. Alright, you ready? You ready, chat? Let's do it. Pheasant Skibbity. More momentum. Who his draft plan? Everybody like has all these big draft boards and they're making plans. Who just got a white erase marker and just went U-turn on it? Just get some spikes. That's all we need. Get some spikes, and this team is actually really, really obnoxious. I'm not a big Pheasant Skib fan, but I think with the U-turn spam, as long as he gets like a strong ground too, I think it's another aspect that this team really wants. Solid bond. Solid pickup. Momentum and getting toxed off at the same time. That'll do. That'll do. Pheasant Shibbity. Yeah. Dude, the Wongdong Tigers fairy type. I ship that guy off to China and BBL. That guy sucks. Next up, we have D-Ray grabbing Rotom-Mow. I think this is smart. He really struggles with waters up to this point. He doesn't have a ground resist, only an immunity. He gets another immunity here, obviously, in Rotom. But regardless, beats grounds really well, right? Whereas Jugas can, like, hydro pump them, I guess, right? But I do think Rotom is a solid pickup here. lets him beat grounds, lets him beat waters. And again, more momentum to get into his offense, which right now actually he has none other than Jugu. And Jugu is his offense that he wants to get momentum into. So I think this is a smart pickup, right? You don't want to be stuck with not having a bunch of offense that we can't actually get into. All right, next up. Myself, drafting Eel. I have no fairy resist, or I have no flying resist, and I have no ground resist. I'm also very ground weak. A lot of the teams are really ground weak in this draft, I noticed early on. So I drafted Eel. It's really here to slow pivot, AV, helmet. Simple. We might go coil. That's about it, though. So, pretty cool mon. Next up, Bramble Gas. We got our Spiker. We got some Spin Block. Strong Pokemon as well, and something to break down waters. Solid Pokemon. It's the Eel back from LTM 1. Yeah, it is a returning member on the team. Next up, we have the VGC GOAT, Tone, really learning from his time in the SPL, drafting VGC GOAT in Incineroar. Not as good in singles as he is allowed in low tier, but still strong. Good defensive typing, Intim's a great ability, really naturally strong, right? You're spitting right now, Oscar. That's true. Tone stealing all of whose mons. Yeah, Clodsire, Incin, Slowking. No one will notice. Yeah, I'm the league owner, so what are they going to do? Tell me I'm kicked? Psych. I almost picked Incineroar when I got Bramble. Oh, shit. Next up, we have Jason here drafting a Rakwanid, which not only gives him like a webs aspect, which I like with alongside Volcanion, really forces people to go boots on a lot of guys, actually. But I also really like how strong offensively a Rakwanid is. Not just a web spot. It comes in, it looks freaking liquidation, man. Not much switch to no choice band Rakwanid. Really strong Pokemon. Solid stuff. Next up, we have Viz drafting Armor. I mean, he is full in on this side spam idea. He has drafted 4 Psychic types and a Dark type. That is it. He needs a Pokemon immune to other Psychic types. The other 2 that are left in the draft board, and his own. Also a Psychic type that breaks down steals. Pretty cool. Next up, Rhyperior is going to pick up for J-Bear. Really solid Pokemon. Gives him rocks, which he did not have up to this point. We need rocks, and Rhyperior is as solid of a rocker as it gets, to be completely honest with you. So, good pickup from J-Bear here. Rocks, can rock polish, can sword stance, can be just like banded, can be AV. Really strong Pokemon. I'm a big Rhyperior guy, though. Always have been. Next up is Serena, giving Frito a ground resist. Another team that didn't really have a great ground resist. I guess it's just... What? Another way of breaking down bulky waters, he doesn't have an immediate pressure into those guys. And like power ups on drop kicks are going to be really strong into those Pokemon in particular. So I'm here for the Serena pickup for sure. Next up, we have Typhlosion Hisui here going for Endless. Again, a little bit more of a breaker, right? This team was super, like, balance-oriented up to this point. Set of Sleeper and Okidoki, Hazards and Hazard Removal, Fast Pivot Guy. Now we have the Breaker, Specs, Scarf, you name it. It's going to do it pretty well. Just Typhlosion Hisui. Really strong mon. Great stab combination. Next up, we have... Okay, I did it right. The Sacramento Blings and their Pokeball, once again, keeping up like a Hisui theme. I mean, just about as many Hisui guys as you can get. Coolfish is going to give Ant Spikes, which is really nice. Spikes are always a good thing. You give him a Dark type, little Intim Pivot. Solid Pokemon. Next up, Tony fell for the trap, drafted Bronzong. Well, it does have a great defensive profile. He's a little bit passive. If he can play around the passivity and hit his 60% Hypnosis, he's going to have a good time. Otherwise, he's going to have to be playing off the back foot a little bit here very often. So, yeah. Next up is Carpy grabbing Miss Magius, the first Pokemon on his team that does not have access to U-turn other than Porygon. Another Breaker, though, and another Spin Blocker, which I think is really nice. Giving him something to stop the opponent from clicking Rapid Spin will be really nice, especially if he gets that Spikes later. He really wants to get those Spikes. He has to get them now. Also gives him Destiny Bond, like a fast Destiny Bond, which is cool. And again, a 105 Scarfer that's not hit by Extreme Speed is always going to be solid in low tier. Mudsdale is going to be next. Big Mudsdale. Young Mudsdale, actually, who's trying to test my stamina. This gives Keegan's the hazards that he's looking for. He has a Steel type that can't rock, and none of his other Pokemon can rock yet. He needed to get a good ground that can rock. Mudsdale does that. Gives him another physically defensive wall. Really, really bulky start to the team. We have, obviously, Big Spit F Monster Gudra, Fizz Def Monsters, Mudsdale and Sinistra, Intim Pivot in Tauros, and a Will-O-Wisp guy in Talonflame. So, lots of pressure, to be completely honest. So this team puts up a ton of pressure defensively. Really hard to break through right now. Abel said, I'm getting my ground too, and did not draft Rain. Drafted Hippowdon as his Sand Setter. Really bulky, deceptively strong, and he won BBR with it. Despite me not being a big Hippo guy, he won BBR with it. What else can you ask for? Next up is Blissey here from That's rounding out round number 5. Doesn't seem like the smart pick on offense, but like Blissey and Chansey offense is like the idea is that you can use it as a really strong healing wish Pokemon, getting a free switch into the likes of Staraptor, or getting a second Staraptor and a Gardevoir or Slitherwing or whatever it is, right? Like, really, really solid opponents who got sniped big. It's so true. But yeah, actually, I don't hate Blissey on this team, despite it being a very offensive team. I think if that's uses it right and doesn't let this thing get its momentum sucked, it's going to have a good time. So, yeah, that's going to be round number 5. We are moving. Give Blissey boomers. It might not be as terrible with that. You might be spitting. All right, so what we're going to do really quick is we are going to take a bathroom break. I'm going to put... Add a new source, I guess. Hold on. I'll get it done. Bathroom. BRB and 5. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to run to the restroom. Also kind of reset a little bit. I will be back in 5 minutes from this point. We'll get into round 6. We'll keep moving. Alright? Alright. I'll be back. Don't laugh that I'm wearing pajama bottoms as an adult on a Saturday. I worked this morning. I promise. I'm growing up. Don't make fun of my PJs. How many people left? And a couple pieces of chocolate. Alrighty. I really hope somebody picks up Metacham. We'll see. How dare he be comfortable as Zone's hero. It's not a scream when you break an egg in 2025 because how expensive they are. So true. Real ones stay. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh shit, most people stayed. Look at shout you. People got a couple more likes in the time which we were gone. That's hella funny. Even got a couple more likes. Alrighty, y'all. I think it's time. Let's run it. We're jumping into round number 6. Round 6. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, right? Seis is 6. Am I right? Aww. Right? It says. And 7, 8, 9. Yes. Yep. Alright. Let's run it, y'all. Let's run it. Alright. Next up. Round number 6. Again, he's bilingual. You know me. Next up, we have Vatsa drafting Zork, which is almost like a signature mod for him. I don't know if it's like his mascot, but when I think of Vatsa, the Pokemon I think of is Zork. He obviously had Hisuian Zork in the SPL. I'm pretty sure he used regular Zork in WBE last gen. When I think of Vatsa, I think of Zork. I think he's like the guy who uses Zork in VGC too. Like regular, like non-draft VGC. But again, adds another layer to this hyper offense team. Like, adds another layer to this hyper offense team. I love the idea, too, of this with the Lecky. Really puts a lot of pressure on some grounds. They have to come in, they take a knockoff, they create a Dark Pulse. Now they don't check a Lecky anymore, and a Lecky with no ground type in low tier might just win. Might just win the video game. So, definitely puts on a lot of pressure in that regard. And if he plays aggressive, which he will have to with an offensive team like this, it's going to do well. Single-handedly makes a Lecky viable in most matchups, yeah. Next we have Amel drafting his second Terra Captain. Would it be an Amel team without a funny Terra Captain like Scyther? I'd say funny like it's bad. But with Technician, Dual Wing Beat, Bug Bite, things like that, this thing is really strong with Terra. Terra Normal Quick Attack basically is like E-Speed. Terra Normal E-Speed for this guy. And it's a really cheap Terra Captain at that. Solid Pivot, Fast Mon. His fastest Mon, so he probably wants to get something a little faster than this up to this point too. But hey, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Next up, we have Monkey Dory. Dude, he's about to hit that shit. He's a... Keegan drafting some special offense. He needed a hard hitter on this team. Fortunately, he kind of waited a little long in that regard. So Monkey was the best thing left. I do think if there's a format for this thing to thrive, it is going to be this format. Steel types, pressure to take on hits from Gudra. Otherwise, also Talonflame and Tauros are going to check them. So it's Mudsdale. So I think that's nice in that regard. Strong Pokemon, Toxic Chain's a good ability, so he'll probably get some use out of it. Not a big Monkey Dory guy typically, but I think if there's a format for it to work, it's going to be this one. Next up, we have Big Chestnut from Kirby. Big body Chestnut, giving him some spikes, which I think is really, really important on a team like this, where momentum spam, where you turning around, we want a good spiker. It gives him a ground resistance, not an immunity, which is always going to be nice. Gives him a water resist and a check 2 bulky waters. And yeah, just an overall strong mod. Again, also don't sleep on those offensive Chestnut sets. Obviously, we could be like body press, defensive spike guy, but like those belly drum variants with Trailblaze or those like bulk up Trailblaze sets, they can be pretty strong depending on the matchup, being that this is a slower metagame. Next up is Gastrodon from Tony. Finally getting another rocker, or getting a third rocker. I said finally getting another rocker like Claymore can't rock. I thought Bronzong was his first one. But giving another rocker, giving him spikes, which is really nice with the momentum spam of his top 3. Give him a water immunity, which is always going to be nice. It's Gastrodon, right? You're just going to do Gastrodon things. Speaking of funny water types, we have Slowbro. Finally breaking that Hisui theme that we kind of had going. I forget what his round 3 was. It might have already been broken, but I can only see Hisui, guys. But regen, strong pivot, AV, Fizdef, whatever it might be. Also can set up a win with Calm Mind, with Nasty Plot, OTR sets with either like a Life Orb or Weakness Policy are always going to be pretty powerful as well. So definitely a big fan of the Slowbro here. I think it's a pretty strong Pokemon. And obviously regen, best ability in the game. This is me IRL, so true. Next up, we have Endless here, drafting Braviary Hisui. Cannot Terra, but still a strong Pokemon, I think, especially with Hazard Stack. If you get this thing some free switch-ins, get to click some Esper Wings with those Tinted Lens boosted Esper Wings and Hurricanes. Pretty strong. Sheer Force, obviously also very strong. So 2 very, very viable abilities. Really strong Pokemon with Terra in particular, but not Terra on this team, obviously, because the Dogi is here, but I think it's still solid without it, right? I think it's still definitely a very good Pokemon without it. Next up, we have our Terra Captain from round 3 was Drapple. Dang it. And so it was Hisui broken. You know, I'm going to pretend like I didn't know that. Next up, we have Delphox here. Our Terra Captain from last season. I really loved it with Terra. I think it'll be strong without it. It has a really strong stab combination alongside great coverage. And it was like Encore for utility, Will-O-Wisp for utility, things like that. So yeah, solid Pokemon. Really strong. Next up, we have Big Quillfish. Spikes. Got some spikes, baby. You know me. I'm a big spikes guy in Gen 9. I think they're very good. And Quillfish finally gives Dreamer that. It also gives him another fighting resist on top of Hatterene and Gyarados, which is going to be tearing out of it. So that's obviously very nice. Instant Pivot. Really strong Pokemon. Good stuff. Next up, we have the Mediterranean Mimikyus. Wow. Drafting their 5th Psychic type out of 6 Pokemon. I wonder what the team style Viz is going for is. I mean, this is... You might think you have a good Side Spam matchup, but I mean, is your Side Spam guy going to check all of these? Hell no, it's not. You better hope that you can outlast or get ahead quick. And really, I think it's just getting ahead quick. Because all of this overload, if he overwhelms you early, it's going to be a bad time. Next up is Hitmontop. Hitmontop, right? Spinner, gives him some spin. I don't think it's the greatest spinner in the world, just because it is so stuffed by every spin blocker. God, Viz is so goated. Dude, we're pouring honey on Viz. It's the goat. Jason grabbing a nice spinner here. I don't think it's, or I guess nice spinner is all nice. I don't think it's a great spinner, but it gives him a spinner, gives him an instant pivot, a little bit more of a defensive backbone, which is going to be nice. Fighting types are strong in low tier, but this is definitely a little more of a defensive one. Though the Technotop sets are going to be solid. Mach Punch, Triple Axle, things like that. Actually become very difficult to switch into. So, yeah. Tone. Really, really leaning into the fat aspect of his team. I mean, this team is like Terrakion, Rabombi, balance. I mean, super, super fat. Registeel is going to be a great rocker as well. So again, getting a second solid rocker. Terrakion does rock, but not great. Clodsire does rock, but can't come to every matchup. Now he has one for really every single matchup humanly possible. Annoying T-Waves, seismic tosses. That's his thing, you know? Next up, we have the Victorian Shadows grabbing a Vaporeon. I really like the Wish Pass aspect alongside the... What do you call it? The Tinkaton. They actually pair together really well in the sense of, like, you know, Vapo beating Fire types, which really is what Tink struggles with the most. Grabbing Wishes, flip turning around, things of the sort. Vapo is kind of just an ultimate utility guy in this aspect. It's a great pivot, great Wish Passers for the rest of the team. Next up, myself, I grabbed Goodra. Now, Goodra lasted really, really long. I had a lot of points saved and budgeted with how we had drafted so far, and I wanted something else that was really, really threatening in the builder. I think Goodra does that a little bit better than Hisui offensively. Definitely worse defensively, but offensively much stronger with 80 base speed, allowing it to function in those Scarf and Spectrals a lot better. Like, a lot better. So, yeah, I think it's a good Pokemon. I'm happy that we got this so late. I think low tier. I think Goodra's one of the better mons in low tier in general, so I'm definitely happy with that. Goodra's great for a 1-for-1 mon, very consistent. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Next up, we have Inteleon from D-Ray. Again, we need some speed. We're kind of running out of places to get it. We got an Inteleon. Strong Breaker, again, more pivot, momentum. Click the button. I can't take the snipes anymore, man. No, you have to lash the draft. Please, for me. But Inteleon, it's really just going to kind of be specs. Come in, click the button. Might run a Scarf, might run a Boots. That's about it. Not super versatile in that regard. You could, like, I guess, run Swords Dance sometimes too. But not super versatile in that regard, but really fast. Pretty strong. I think with Terra, it's really good too. Jiri has a couple mons that are like, or has 2 mons now that are like really good with Terra and okay without. Obviously, Swirlage couldn't Terra. This thing I think would have loved Terra on a team, but obviously can't do so on this team, which is fine. And lastly, who is going to draft Deki Dewey? More U-turn. Dude, I'm telling you, like, whose draft plan is literally him holding up a whiteboard and just says U-turn on the team. There's not a Pokemon on this team that does not get some form of momentum, and all of them get U-turn besides Aloe, which gets flip turn. So maybe just his turn on the Big Bird, right? But solid mon. I like Decidueye. I think it's good. Good bulky water breaker for this team too. Or bulky water beater for this team too. That's gonna be round 6. We're moving. We're officially 3/4 through the draft. I just got who's winning. You know what? Everybody's winning. Everybody's winning. That's who's winning on 5. I'm winning the most because I just had some chocolate. But really, we're all winning. See, that's what you would think. And that would mean you're not winning. Think about that. There must be losers. Nah, man. I'm gonna do my own thing. Then I do a little backflip. Like Miles Morales. Let's go. All right. Whew. These draft streams are tiring when you're doing them by yourself. I mean, they're tiring in general, but doing them by yourself, even though I'm moving like really fast, a lot faster than most draft streams, I am getting gassed right now. You know, I didn't even realize everyone had momentum, although it wasn't on purpose. Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. Hold on. Let me give you whose draft plan. No, do I have a pen? I'd be so sad if I don't have a pen for this bit. I'm literally gonna cry. Why do I not have a pen? I do have a pen in my bag for school. Hold on. Who's sitting here? Caught up. 2 times speed. There you go. Perfect. Good, good. That was the draft plan. Alright. It's time. Let's keep moving. In round number 7, will who keep up the momentum with the momentum? He will not. This is the opposite of U-turn. This is the opposite of U-turn. Like, literally the opposite of U-turn. If U-turn was a Pokemon, this is the exact opposite of him. Yeah, that was too tough. Hashtag too tough. Hashtag beast mode. Kills. U-turn Quagsire. No, this is the opposite of U-turn. This gives who a lot of the hazards that he really wanted. It also gives him his Unaware Mon, which I think if you're drafting like these bulky, balancy type builds, which is definitely like a more offensive version of like a who team. But like if he wants to go that super fat balance mode, Quagsire is kind of an essential piece, and Clodsire went, so Quag it is, right? So while it is passive and exploitable, I think much less so in low tier when the power level is lower. And it is kind of like a dedicated, I beat what I need to beat Mon in all instances. I drank too much water and I burped. Sorry. That was great during an explanation. But yeah, gives him some more hazards. Gives him spikes in particular. Gives him a second rocker finally. So Azelf doesn't have to run it all the time. I feel like they should be allowed to teach just so Quag can get U-turn. Surprised Quag doesn't get flip turn. Thank God Quag doesn't get flip turn. Next up, we have D right here drafting Galarian Slowbro, Buegenuedo. Gives them some solid resistances. I think Slowbro Galar has like a cool resist profile. Giving a really solid fairy resist is cool, considering one is Klefki and one is Ceruledge, so that's pretty cool. Oh, and this is too tough. So tough. Too tough, in fact. Eject Pack Curse. So true. But yeah, AV, I really like Calm Mind sets. I think Max Plus sets are strong, Trick Room sets are strong, but really like AV sets and like Fizzdef Helmet sets are going to be pretty powerful. Next up, my turn, Big Florges. Now, it is a little bit silly to draft like Spit F Wall, but I like Florges more so because of the fighting resistance that it gave me, because my only fighting resists right now don't really switch in and take them all, like Salazzle and Gallade don't do it well. It also beats most of the scary fairies in the format, like the Gardevoirs and the Sylveons. Florges really often... No, Conkeldur's allowed. It just wasn't drafted, actually. But Florges is going to be a Pokemon that can check a lot of those, like, especially offensive fairies that this team really struggles with, in my opinion. Again, your Sylveons, your Gardevoirs, and Florges, which we took off the table, right? You know, so we don't have to worry about checking Florges anymore, which is nice. Also gives, like, kind of that wish aspect to the team, so we can go really fat balance type build with, like, Blastoise and Croak and Goodra and Electros. But facilitates our offense well. We can Baton Pass on 4 Steals, get into Glade, get into Crocodile, get into Salazzle, and do some damage in that regard. So I actually think, Florges was a really good pickup here. And Color's 6-0 in Shock. Thank God nobody drafted it, right? Golden State Glaze is a fire team. I think so too. I actually really do like my draft. I think it's pretty strong. Next up, we have the Victorian Shadows drafting Arcanine. You think Fudge has seen the Bee movie? No. Next up, we have Arcanine here, giving the Shadows here really strong fire type, strong physical breaker, ice resist, all of that good stuff. On this team too, it's accented pretty well. A lot of its weaknesses are covered really well by the rest of the squad. Ground, there's a couple levitate guys. Water, there obviously is Vaporeon as well, which is really cool. And yeah, again, I also love strong E-Speed in low tier. Like, love strong E-Speed in low tier. This guy doesn't have Rocket. It does not have Rocket. Unfortunately not. Next time for your grass type, yes or yes, dude. So true. Dragon very steel core. You got Crocodile in the league. It's designed for it to be good, and that is why we're running it. You know what? You're spin right now. We're literally playing low tier because Crook is the goat in low tier. Victorian Shadows gives off girl boss energy, dude. They are Gaslight Gatekeep girl bossing right now, dude. Tinkaton and Mesprit are like the definitions of that. Next up, we have the Miami Palafins drafting Braviary. Pretty fun mon. Gives him a solid Scarfer, in my opinion, too. Like a solid momentum Scarfer. Obviously, Terrakion's a good revenge killer. This gives him a U-turn pivot. Also forces in a lot of steals for Terrakion to come in and do some damage. Forces pressure on steals so that Ribombee can come in and do some damage. Girl bossing incoming. Let's go. Yeah, big USA energy from Tone here. Very pretty strong mon. I also love the split off bulk up sets. I think they're actually really difficult to deal with. Gives him solid check to the likes of a Gengar as well, which could have been annoying. We have Clodsire. We're probably fine. Alright, time for slideshow number 3, slideshow number 3. Let me get this going. Again, while we're here and while we're waiting, let me know what your guys' favorite picks of the draft are so far. Something Braviary gets your eagle, get her eagle on. Oh, but Braviary, drop down, get your eagle on. We're throat chopping you buddies. Nothing to speak upon. Why did Tone steal all of my Pokemon? There are a lot of who guys in this. I'm going to go to 5 onwards. Alright. Next up, we have the Lycanwolves here drafting Mimikyu. I actually think Mimikyu is really solid in this format. One, it gives him solid spin block. Like, really solid spin block. But I love the utility that Mimikyu offers to so many teams with those Curse variants, with those Esteban variants, with those Will-O-Wisp sets, with this SD breaking through. But really, it's going to be those Curse sets I think are so strong in this format. Having an emergency button into any team and being like, nope, don't want to lose, I'm going to Curse, really strong. Oh my gosh, I love Mimikyu. Heck yeah, Mimikyu. Do we get any Mimikyu guys in the chat? Any Mimikyu fans? Get back at the perfect time. So true. So true. Can we get 20 likes on the stream immediately for Mimikyu? Snap his neck, he just don't go here. Gets the job done. So true. Going from one ghost type to the next. Viz drafting Golurk. Not a psychic type, chat. Not a psychic type. We are stopping at 6 for now. But this gives him rocks, which he actually did not have up to this point. I think hazards are really important on these offense builds, so having side spin without any hazards at this point was a little scary. This gives him that, which I really do appreciate and really do like. Really strong Pokemon offensively too. 124 attack with a great stab combination is always going to be really powerful. So this Viz guy is a waffler. Hey, he gets it done. Yamato Usui made playoffs last season and BBR. Gives him another Dark Meat Mon, which is important. Hey, but we have one Dark Resist, so it's fine. So it's fine. Speaking of Dark types, Bisharp next. I do think this Pokemon is actually really strong in this format. 70 base speed is still like lackluster, but Sucker, really strong. Defiant, really blocking any attempts at like removing hazards. I think alongside Mienshao getting free switch-ins is going to be really powerful. I swear to God, this is an Aura-S team. Yeah, just missing the top tier Pokemon. And having a Hatterene. But, yeah. Strong mon. I like Bisharp. Cool guy. SD's up. And it can find more Sword Sense opportunities this generation with Eevee as an option. Next up, we have Uni, the Kilowattrel. Getting his speed right here, which I think is really important. Also another mon that really does well with waters, more momentum, getting the other big breakers like Pokemon like Mamoswine coming in, just clicking a button. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff for sure. Next up, we have the Indiana Sneakers drafting Grimmsnarl. That screens aspect is going to be really annoying for the Okidogi and really annoying for that Braviary if they're trying to set up and win the video game. It's going to be really difficult for teams to deal with. Thunderwave speed control. Really, that's kind of what he does. Also, offensively not terrible. I've seen like AV sets, Choice Band sets, Bulk Up sets do pretty well. So, yeah. Grinsell did well at the VGC Regional, so this is a good pickup. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Next up, we have Ballo Sand here going to Ant, giving him a ground type, giving him a stealth rocker that isn't named Arcanine Hisui or Douglas Hisui, right? So, obviously solid enough in its own right. I think it's honestly like a really difficult Pokemon to kill for a lot of teams. I think Keegan had it last season and did really well with it. So, I think in this format, Palisand's pretty good. I like Palisand in regular. Bad pickup because Ant's a goober. He is a goober. Next up, we have Tony picking up the Lucario. Now, this was Terra eligible, but not eligible on Tony's team, as he already has the Meloetta, but still a strong Pokemon. We found the position to Nasty Plot or Short Stance. We could do a lot of damage with Priority Vacuum Wave, Bullet Punch, and Extreme Speed, obviously, for those hits on boosting. But really, I think this thing is like a Life Orb Breaker. It's actually pretty strong. Again, 90 speed isn't bad in this format, so this thing keep in mind, right? Whereas it really struggles in Standard. Lucario has a moveset that'll probably be good here, like Lugia or Mewtwo. I mean, on level, right? Same level. Carpy getting Reverum. The question is it still Roadhead if I get it on a Reverum? Word to Lime King. Give Lucario Boom Burst. True. Terra Normal Lucario, but special. We have Reverum here. This isn't going to be Terra here. Now, this was Terra eligible for Kurt, but he ended up going with another Terra Captain that you'll see in a few rounds here. Reverum's still getting cool utility like Parting Shot, Toxic Spikes, things of the sort. Filter is obviously an incredible ability. Overcoat for Spore blocking shenanigans. And it can still shift gear up and win, right? It's stab combination plus high horsepower / like, I don't know if it gets Temper Flare, but plus high horsepower is always going to be pretty darn powerful. Just kind of tough finding the opportunity with that Poison Steel typing, obviously being 4 times weak to ground. So, yeah, what did he say? Hey, word to Lime King. What is the average amount of points that everybody has? So everybody started the draft with 100. Terra Reverum seems kind of strong. Yeah, so in Smogon's low tier tournament, the first one they ran a couple of years ago, I had Terra Reverum and I made top 32 with it. I got to play Gypsy King, which was really cool. He knocked me out. He whooped my ass. But I had Terra Reverum in that, and it was really sick. It kind of feels like the Swish memory to Torrentine DVL. Thoughts? Maybe? Thoughts? Thoughts? Like I said, we have Keegan here drafting Frostless. This is a big snipe for me. I really wanted Frostless because he gives a 110 speed tier, which is really nice and hard to come by. Gives really strong spikes and gives a spin block all in one. The double ghost, I mean, it's good, double ghost, but whatever. Your Sinister's going to be tearing, and ghost is a good typing, so it's completely fine. I think Ice Beam is a lot more spammable in this format, once again, due to the lack of steel types. And yeah, good snipe. Frostless sucks. No, I like Frostless. It's good. It was a good pickup because it's the least ground weak team of all time. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, you might be right. There's a lot of immunities. A natural check in Swampert and Chestnut that walls 90% of them. Oh yeah. Alrighty. But good pickup from Keegan. As much as I wanted it, I think it's a good pickup. He saved your ass. We did get a Dripmon in our next round because of it. So, you know, well, maybe we'll take it. We'll take it. Next up, Amel drafting Trevenant, a very Amel Pokemon, giving him a ground resist, giving him a spin blocker, giving him some shenanigans alongside Harvest. Dude, give Amel the Harvest Starfberry and let him go to work. Let him go to work. But yeah, spreads leeches, can Willow Burn things. Poltergeist is actually pretty strong with 110 attack. Fun Pokemon. Gonna be Custap Harvest, that too. Then we have the Baton Rouge Butterflies, and that's finishing off round number 7, grabbing Torterra. On a hyper offense team, you obviously have the smash option. You gotta be careful about Mirror Herbs. You gotta be careful about Scarfers. They're just gonna outspeed you because you're a Torterra. But you also have to worry about those defensive variants, right? Whether it be like Leech variants, just Rock 3 attack sets, Rock 2 attacks like Synthesis sets. Really annoying Pokemon to deal with and bring down. Really, really strong. Sometimes I feel like Torterra. Big, fat, and have a tree on my back. That's the next song, man. I kind of look like a Trevenant. Don't say me for real when he says something dumb. We can't do that, because then he thinks he's funny. And when L5 thinks he's funny, we're all in for a bad time. I got the train of... Okay, man. Let's keep going. Let's keep it rolling. Now going into round number 8. That's a drafting Typhlosion. This team is really fun. There's a lot of chaos going on right now, man. I mean, it is just offense, buttons. I think Aleki's going to come to most weeks and it's just going to screen up. Light Screen Reflect, boom, and punch through your face and win with Slitherwing. Or win with Scarf Guard, win with Scarf Raptor. Really, really strong. Hashtag trunk is not allowed. Me when I'm putting something in the back of my car? The team has like 7 leads. Shit, hard to build for. Next up, Amol drafted Snorlax here. Again, really annoying Pokemon, hard to kill him. Just soft check to everything. I love the offensive AV sets more than anything. I think Cursor's very slow. The offensive AV sets are strong. Amol kind of goes with the philosophy of drafting Pokemon he really does enjoy. Despite them kind of being like, Amol teams are always wonky, so I don't completely understand the vision here, but I'm sure Amol will do a good job with it. Next up, Keeg, drafting a Keeg Classic in Dudunsparce. Getting a second rocker, and I really like getting like a second rocker that's not a traditional rocking type like Rock, Steel, Ground, because of the fact that his Steel cannot rock, right? So now we have 2 rockers, which is always going to be very, very important in my opinion. And I identify with Gluttony Snorlax every time I crush a whole pizza. I identify with Torterra when I have a tree on my back. But yeah, Dodon's really fun. It can coil, it can calm mind. It can honestly just run like spec sets or just like 4 attacks lead sets really well. It glares and speed controls as well. Really annoying Pokemon. And again, we are in low tier, so it's going to be even harder to take down consistently. Next up, Chimecho. Big Chimecho. Very, very cheap Pokemon, but Kurt valued it early. The reason being is probably that Healing Wish option. Having that Healing Wish option is going to be pretty darn cool for a very, very cheap Pokemon. It's like 1 point. It can also Wish Pass, and it can also Heal Bell, which is a very unique quality. I always get a bunch of shit for this, but I love Chimecho. I think it's one of my favorite like 1 point Pokemon, 1, 2, 3 point Pokemon in Standard. So getting in low tier, while it does like kind of overlap with Uxie a lot, its job is much different than Uxie. It's not here to like pivot around like Uxie as much. It's more so here to come in and like Healing Wish, Heal Bell, things of the sort. So yeah, there's also a Terra Captain too, so it can also Terra with immunity, which will allow it to play a little bit of a different defensive role than Uxie. Also, 4th ground immune covers the ground weakness. Yeah, Reverum, so free. He's so comfy right now. Chimecho is maybe the biggest bench farmer ever. Hey, it's my guy. When I had a really far run in the Oras Cup, I think it was last year, I had Chimecho on my team, and I brought it twice. Love that guy. Next up, we have Raichu pulling up for the Austin SC for Deerlings. He went with the company mascot, or the evolved version of the company mascot. Gives them a 110 speed tier, which is always going to be nice. Kind of bridges the gap a little bit between Noivern and the rest of the offense. Extra power set with Terra. Yeah, you can totally do that. I'm not gonna I get it all 5, but gives them a Volt. More momentum. The team kind of got a little bit passive in the middle there with the Weezing Bronzong Gastrodon core. Lucario kind of picked up the pace a little bit. Now we have a little bit more momentum. Pokemon that breaks waters really well, which just didn't have like a designated I kill water type Pokemon yet, which I think is always going to be a nice thing. Yeah, solid 1. Next up is Hitmonlee from Ant. Hitmonlee. Leave is carrying this team, as long as he doesn't miss Stealth Rock. So I'm not 100% sure on the vision behind Hitmonlee. Maybe it's just like the really budget spin, because it is still strong offensively, as well as like unburdened shenanigans. This isn't Terra, so keep that in mind. There's maybe something I'm not seeing with this. What happened to it? The automation messed up. It is Hydrapple. Hydrapple is just too powerful. Next up, we have the Indiana Sneaslers grabbing Sneasel. Kind of a mascot pick. Not really. Kind of a mascot. I think 115 is also like a valid, like, this is my fastest Mon speed tier. Well, I wish it wasn't Sneasel, because it's kind of not great. It's at least something there, right? And the triple axles are going to be strong. The knockoffs are going to be strong. And again, 115 speed, so I get it. Next up is Terra Clawitzer, the second Terra captain of the Welshion's. This is a Pokemon I've seen do really well in low tier Terra, just due to the fact that how strong like Terra Water, Terra Dragon, Terra Dark, things like that with the Mega Launcher is. Just kind of an aura pick though. This little guy popped off in the SPL. Clawitzer did? Like this season in the SPL? I didn't even know who had it. I didn't even know somebody had it. Shout out to Clawitzer. Are you talking about... Oh, Sneasler. Or Sneasel did. Yeah, Sneasler went crazy in SPL for Joey. Yeah, Sneasel went crazy. They allowed Mega Blasters in low tier? What the fuck? What the heck, man? Next up, JBR here is going to grab a Bombasil, giving him a fun Veil aspect to the team, giving him a Pokemon that really beats down waters. Again, well, switches into them well. Giving him that snow aspect as well. I think a Bombasil is fun as like a low tier or a low point option. There's just an Oras team. A little bit. Oras with Hatterene. But again, the Aurora Veil action aspect is actually really cool, allowing Pokemon like not only Gyarados, but even like Raikou, Rhyperior, Hatterene, Mienshao, things like that to set up and just win the game. So, yeah. Nobody should be slaying Chimecho because of a Slander pick. I hope not. That's the GOAT. I hope not. Next up, we have Viz here, drafting Deciduous Hisui. Another... Chat. A Dark Resist. We have 7 Dark Weaknesses and 2 Dark Resists. That's 2 more than some people, right? Or at least 1 more than most people. So Decidueye is going to give him that. It's going to give him another pivot. U-turn, get in, get out. Triple Arrows is like one of the most laughably broken moves ever. But it's just on a bad Pokemon, Decidueye Hisui. But that's in standard, right? So I really hope it could pop off in this format. I think it's a really cool pick. Cool, Mom. Decky Dewey. Deciduous. Next up, Jason here is going to grab Wheezing, giving him poison, so this gives him a fairy resist. It's not named Pre-Terrid Volcanion. Also gives him a really solid physically offensive fighting check. The physically offensive fightings are really going to kind of thud into this. Gives him T-Spike and a ground immunity, which seems a little weak to ground. Still had Shaman, and that's it. So having a ground immunity is always going to be really nice. Next up is Arboliva. Big Arboliva. This is going to be a Terra Captain for Town, walking the steps of Joseph, Pocket Monster. Another really, really bulky pick, but with Seed Sourcing of grassy terrain, harvesting berries, again, Custap harvest type shenanigans you could always do. It's always going to be really annoying. Honestly, decently naturally strong too. 125 special attack is pretty crazy. Really slow, but yeah, not bad. Just joined the stream, but why did the Hitmonlee draft a Pokeball? He didn't. It's a glitch in the graphics, Suboku. It's not a Voltorb. It is a Hydrapple. It's just a glitch in the graphics. It's Hydrapple. Next up, Kurt's best friend. I hope Kurt's still here. His best friend, Big Belly Boy. Look at this guy. He might be the cutest Pokemon of all time. He's also a good flying check, which his team only had Tinkaton, so it takes off a little pressure in that regard. Good slow pivot, folds around. Also, Toxics, which is always going to be a nice thing, right? Toxic and switch-ins is a really valuable thing that we haven't had access to on a ton of Pokemon for a while. So, another plus side to Belly Bowl here. Next up is my own pick. I need that 110 speed tier. So, another Pokemon I really think of when I think of low tier personally is going to be Tauros. I love Tauros in low tier. I think Sheer Force Life Orb is so unbelievably strong. 110 speed, incredible coverage. Intimidate is definitely an option. It's like, oh no, I need that Intim Pivot to get something to -1. It can always do so. Again, great coverage between all of its Sheer Force coverage, and then even moves like Close Combat and Earthquake. Really great. This is the Gen 1 GOAT. So I'm hoping that he pops off in low tier. RBY bro, OU, there you go. My partner requested I build a team around Belly Bolt and they delivered. Heck yeah, there you go. Even better. I'm here for it. Then, second to last in this round, we have D-Ray drafting Primeape. If he can't draft Annihilate, he's going to try and draft Primeape. Does give him a fighting type. I wish it was a better fighting type, but it can do some silly stuff with like Eviolite, Bulk Up, Shenanigans, Drain Punch, Rage Fist, things like that. But yeah, solid Pokemon from D-Ray. Then, who? Saying no more spin for anybody. I'm getting the next one. Avalugg Hisui. Dude, the Thug is in. Word to LRXE. The Thug is in. Tyranitar was allowed, and it was undrafted. Tyranitar and Conkeldurr were both the 2 highest tier Pokemon that went completely undrafted. He's raw. So true. This is Terra Avalugg, which makes it immeasurably better. With Iron Defense Body Press, it actually becomes really annoying. Great physical wall. And solid spinner, too. Especially with Terra. You can really ensure that you get it off. Okay, top 3 Pokemon that weren't drafted, that were like price point wise. Conkeldurr was 15 points out of 16, didn't get drafted. Moltres and Tyranitar are 14, both didn't get drafted. Tyranitar has fallen this hard. Avalugg Hisui. Oops. Well, it's regular Avalugg. Shouts to the Thug, though. There's LRXE. That's my goat. Going into round number 9. This is the last required round for everybody. I think only one person ended with 9 Pokemon, though. So really, it's through round 10 is like where everybody's still drafting. Alright. Let's go ahead. Keep going. We are going to have drafting Fortress. No spin for any of you. I want 3 of them. I'm really kind of facilitating those bulky balance builds. He has like the offense at the top in Pokemon like Azelf and Low Kicks, but the rest of the team really is just like hazard control, pivoting around, not dying. I now hate watching this guy. Oh no! I'm not a big Fortress guy either. Maybe he can do better. When will the fan doc be ready? So in the server, I will drop the tiers, and it will be shifted to a fan doc as soon as the season starts and things of the sort. So yeah. I'll drop the tiers for you guys to see, but we'll have a fan doc ready next week. Next week. Or maybe later today, depending on how bored I am. If I'm just chilling, I might make one. 3 spins and 1 defog. Yeah, I guess Deciduous Dicky Dewey does have defog. Speaking of spin, they're all going now. Cryogonal is going to go next. This is not Terra Cryogonal. Not the biggest cryo guy, but decent spin off wall. Spins pretty freely. Not terrible. Usually loses to most spinners, including ground types, because it's so weak. And also dies to any, like, stray rock thrown at it. But, hey, not the worst Pokemon in the world, for sure. Next up, myself, drafting Gligar. When I got sent to Frostless, I kind of split the Frostlass pick into 2. I needed the 110 speed tier, so that was Tauros, and I needed more hazards. I only have 1 rocker up to this point, and I had no spikes, so we drafted Gligar in this spot. Gligar is going to give me rocks, going to give me spikes, give me a pivot. Double ground is never a bad thing. I think ground is one of the best typings you can get, so having 2 of them, not the end of the world. Next up is the Victorian Shadows drafting Flamigo. Probably not going to see any co-star shenanigans in singles, but in singles we will see some Scrappy, no Intim. We're just going to come in, click U-turn, close combat. Brave Bird really is just like a worse version of Hawlucha, but Hawlucha is really good. So if you're just worse than Hawlucha, still probably pretty good. Next up is Rotom here for Tone, grabbing a Ghost here, giving him a spin block for the hazards that he can set up. Again, a really, really fat team. Really, really fat team. Rotom accents the weakness is a lot of these Pokemon. There was a bit of a trouble with like really, really strong fighters. Like obviously we have like Slowking, Robotic, Clodsire, but they don't actually switch into those Pokemon well. Like, especially when they're kind of like boned into coverage. And 2, their Robobby's just frail. And Slowking, Clodsire are like much more def oriented, obviously. So, yeah, I think it's a good pickup from Tone here. Next up, Jason grabbing Umbreon, giving him a little bit more of a bouncy aspect to the team. The team is very, very bulky. Lots of Wish Paths potentially with the Umbreon, and his Salt Ghost check as well. If there is some scary ghosts, like say he plays the Gengar. He has a good check to Gengar now, which it kind of 6-0'd him otherwise. So, I get the vision. Next up, we have Veluza. Psychic type, number 7. 7 for 10, baby. 7 for 10. This is not going to be Terra, but with like Fillet Away, Psycho Cut, Aqua Cut, or things like that, can be pretty strong. Y'all allowed Veluza? I can't believe y'all let me get this. Question mark, exclamation point, draft league thumbnail incoming. They let me get what? Yeah, but that's going to be Veluza, the 8th Psychic type, which is pretty darn funny, to be completely honest with you. Is Pokemon in this draft? No, Pokemon isn't in this draft. He's going to be doing his own, like, almost any ability league. That'll be coming out on Sundays as well, starting in, like, probably a little while here. It'll be another SPL season. That'll be fun to watch. But doesn't fear a knockoff at all. He does not. He is not. He is not. I can't wait for Crocodile to have a field day. Next up, we have a Dusk Noir here for the Graveyard coming in. Again, spin block, right? A lot of the low tier ghosts are going right now, allowing Jaber to get up hazards, pivot around. Having that Dusk Noir in the back is going to be pretty solid, especially for as cheap as it is. So I totally get it. Next up is Muck for the Welchions. D-Ray's new favorite Pokemon, by the way. I've never seen someone love Muck more than D-Ray. D-Ray freaking loves that guy. Solid Pokemon, though, right? I think gives him a secondary Fairy Resist, or I guess a tertiary Fairy Resist. Gives him the grounded poison, as his team was a little weak to T-Spike, considering a lot of the fatter guys really don't want to be poisoned in that regard. Gives him another fighting check as well, which is pretty solid. Good low tier pickup. Next up, we have Sandaconda giving a secondary rocker finally to this team. Really, at this point, the only hazard pressure that it had was going to be Skarmory. Do not spell Muck backwards. Please don't do it. Don't do it, please. Sandaconda going to set up rocks, I guess, by the byproduct, set up sand sometimes if it wants to, sand spit. But really, it's going to be Shed Skin, Helmet, Conglare spam as well. So, more speed control with Paralysis on top of the Electro that can Thunder Wave, and the Grimmsnarl that can Thunder Wave as well. Very Wi-Fi build. He is a Wi-Fi champion. Next up is the Sacramento Blings, keeping up the Hisui vibe with Big Weirdeer. It is going to be Terra. Terra with Intim, Terra with Sap Sipper, Terra with Frisk. Frisk is a really slept on ability in draft in general, giving you a little bit of solid information. So I get it from Ant. Definitely a slower Pokemon, but not the worst thing in the world. Next up is Tony here, drafting Houndoom. Big Houndoom. A Pokemon that I think could do well in this format. 95, 110 special attack. Not bad. Not bad at all. The stabs are strong. Gets an immunity and Flash Fire. Also can prevent you from eating your berries if you want to go Colbur or Fire move into it. You know? Could definitely be annoying. It's also Terra, so could be a little bit stronger than typically Houndoom would be. Terra Houndoom, yes sir! Next up we have Kirby. Speaking of Terra Captains from Gen 2, Kurt got round 9 Terra Feraligatr. This is his last Pokemon. He has run out of points. He's the only person to only get 9 Pokemon. I think Kurt's team is really, really fun. I really like the Terra Feraligatr. I think this Pokemon's going to be really, really strong in this format. We find opportunities to get up a DD or an SD. Oftentimes the game's over, and with Terra, we can kind of ensure that we're going to find those opportunities one way or the other. Next up is Keegan drafting Regirock. I think Regirock was a smart pickup for him because it gives him a second flying resist, only Goodra up to this point. Gives him another rocker, so now he has 3. Really, really nice considering our steel type can't rock. Good physically defensible. It's a pretty simple pick. Doesn't do too much, but he is pretty darn good at his job. Next up is Meowstick from Amol. Drafting it for some pranks or shenanigans, whether it be screens, whether it be for Thunderwave, whatever it might be, it's going to do it pretty darn well. It can also set up like random Psychic Trance if you need it to, I suppose. But yeah, I'm currently in an Addex ring that bans Stealth Rocks, which is proving to be an interesting shakeup to team building. Yeah, I'm sure that sucks. Like, I'm sure that's really brutal. Would not want to play in a league with no rocks. Just ADV. Next up, we're Soul Blaze. Here's the Medi. Not only is it Medi, it is Terra Medi from Vatsa. Terra Medi is here. Really, really cool pickup here. I like it a lot. I remember early gen, I thought Metachamp was going to be good in the reduced decks. It wasn't. I'm hoping it's good in low tier. It was really strong when I played into it with Mox. I'd love to play in a league with no rocks. I'm sure you would, Boots Man. I'm sure you would. That's your round pick. True. Metachamp's the freaking GOAT. Love this guy. Such a cool mon. I really hope it thrives in low tier. Now, lastly, or not lastly, starting off round number 10, because that is actually someone who dropped 11 Pokemon. He drafted Smeargle. I think Smeargle actually makes a ton of sense on this team. It gives like the web support that it feels like it desperately wants. More hazards, more Mickey hyper offense shenanigans for that. Next up is Sliggoo Hisui. Sliggoo, how do you do? The little guy with the little shell. Eviolite gives him a Steel Type, gives him a Fairy, it's just not an Entei. So I get it. Doesn't really do much though. It is silly Sliggoo, but better than nothing. Better than nothing. Cutie Fly is going to be next for Keegan. 1 point left. Draft your silly little web, this guy. I get it. Might force a little bit of prep. Better than nothing, right? Oh no, it is blocking the graphics, but it's on the top. It's fine. You see the pics right there. Next up is Young Thwacky from the Austin FC Verdeerlings. I like this Pokemon because it finally gets us back on track, getting us a little bit more momentum, pivot in and out. Pokemon that beats Waters pretty well. Switches into him a little bit better. Thwaxio, dude, get Thwacky, son. Next up is Electabuzz. The GOAT. Keegan used this really well last season as a flying resist, and team really would desperately appreciate a flying resist, as right now it is Arcanine Hisui. Doesn't want to switch in and take hits necessarily. So not only resisting flying, but static parrying U-turns and punishing that is always going to be nice. Thwacks everywhere. Next up is Endless Hero, drafting Ampharos, the Lighthouse Merchant themselves. Again, same thing. Static, flying resist. Going to be solid. Screw your Straptor, that says what they're saying. That's basically what they're saying. Next up is Big Flapple, another Pokemon that aimed usually well when he played in low tier. Definitely an interesting guy. It can't Terra, so it's something to keep in mind. So no Terra Fire, no Terra Dragon, but with Hustle, respectively strong. Like very, very respectful. In an actually where Roxy banned the current killer is Terra Virizion with 9 in 2 games. Jeez. That's crazy. Next up is Colossal here for JBR, giving him some more hazards, giving him some spin, which is nice. Not great spin, but it's spin nonetheless. Flame Body, same thing. Punish physical attackers, punishing U-turns, flying resist. Solid stuff. Alright, where was that last one? We're almost done. We have one more slideshow to get through. It's not even going to be as long as that one. How many more picks do we have? Oh, we literally start at 153. Okay, let's go. Add one. I didn't think we'd need this many, so sorry. It's going to take me one moment. Here. Cole's a really nice round 10 pick. I agree. I agree. Okay. There we go. Gold's going to VGC in Gen 8, so it's got to be good. That's so true. That is so true. That is exactly how that works. Exactly how that works. Okay, I got to really quick. Right. Left. Alright. So, running off our last slideshow. We only have 12 more picks, chat. 12 more. If you haven't dropped a like on the stream, please consider doing so. We're at 55. It would be awesome to get to 60. I don't have a goal for you this time, but I'd love to get to 60 likes for the stream. That'd be an awesome goal. Alright. That being said, Jason drafted Nox out here. It is Terra, so with like Nasty Plot and things like that, it can definitely get out of hand and be annoying. Get some stored power shenanigans too. Don't count it out. It can definitely get really out of hand really, really fast. Next up is Terra Floatzel from Tone here. Maybe a little bit of a rain aspect, right? If we set up Rain Dance, get into it. Terra Water Floatzel. Click a button. It's also pretty fast. Decently strong Pokemon as well. And we'll get 60 likes, he'll do a low tier Wi-Fi league. That's so true. Well, I'll upload a low tier Wi-Fi battle against Vatsa next week if we get 60 likes. Which DNC picked up? It was, and then it was dropped. Let's you know. Next up is Mabaustiff from Necro Stevo here, giving a dark type, little Intim action, little stakeout too. Pretty strong Pokemon. This is Nathan's goat. My good buddy Nathan loves some Mabaustiff. So I'm hoping it does what do you call it? Necro Stevo well. Our final pick of the draft is going to be Quilladin. Shouts to Quilladin. It gives me a conventional ground resist. Gives me another spiker. It was no extra points to Terra it, and it was the best Terramon I saw left in, I believe it was like 3 points or something like that. 3 or 2 points. So I said, hey, why not? It does have a little bit of crossover with Gligar. Sure. But not the end of the world. Next up is D-Ray, drafting Terra Vivillon here with Quiver. Compound Eyes can get really, really out of hand, really darn fast. Solid by in that regard. Obviously not going to come to a ton of games because it is a Vivillon, but solid enough. And then Garganackle. Big. I want to talk about a Cypher Goat. Big Garganackle. Get your Covert Cloaks ready, chat. Obviously, Salt Cure is really annoying if you're not rocking with a Covert Cloak, and it's a really solid and reliable rocker with reliable recovery and recover, which isn't super common to see. Alright, chat. One more. Una más. One more round. Starting it off is going to be Jump Left. Word to A12. Word A12, my goat. Big Jump Left getting picked up. Not a Terra Captain, but has some fun utility, Encore, Lead Seed, things of the sort. The Victorian Shadows, we're going to skip around. Obviously, not every team is going to pick 11 Pokemon. We have Murkrow here coming, another Dark type. Very interesting one. I haven't seen Murkrow in singles very often, so I'm interested to see the thought process. Maybe we'll see in his draft analysis. Next up is going to be Sandshrew Alola. Getting that snow aspect is not Terra, but I do like this low pickup. Again, also gives some spin, which is really fun, and I like it a lot alongside the Slowking, clicking Chilly Reception into it, allowing it to really do some damage. Then we have Misdreavus for the Mimikyus. Misdreavus. Whoa. Solid low tier Ghost. Again, spin blocks. Another Pokemon weak to Dark and Ghost. Something to keep in mind. Wow, this team is Ghost weak. Next up, we have Spidops coming next up, giving this team a Weber first impression. Some fun stuff. Again, low 1-2 point Pokemon. Can't expect too much. Stickat's a really strong ability, though. I will post a stream. I will post the tiers in the server. Yes. Just please be patient. I've said this 4 times, Zio. Please, for the love of God. This is like bring them Ghost type, Dark type mods. You're saying. Tinka Tough. Dude, Tinka Tough. Not Tinka Tink. Not Tinkaton. Tinkatoff. Solid typing. Obviously just a worse version of Tinkaton, but Tinkaton's good, so it's not that bad. Another psychic type for Viz. Then we have Lurantis to round out the draft. This thing only being 1 point because I think I forgot to put it on the dock. So honestly, big steal because it wasn't on the dock, so he got it for 1 point. Viz is about to have 4 weakness policies each week. And he's going to have 4 weakness policies and 2 Clover Berries. That's going to be how he rolls. But yeah, that is going to be the end of the stream today. I hope you guys had fun. I'm going to go ahead and upload my draft analysis. I'd really appreciate it if you guys wanted to check out my draft analysis. It's really fun. We have like a fun like infomercial bit. 252 EVs. So true. 252s and weakness policies. But yeah, I think we have a fun little infomercial bit, which will be a good time. I'm going to go ahead and post the tiers in this chat as well if you guys want to take a look at the tiers themselves. This is not a fan document, so keep that in mind. But it's still really cool. Hold on. Copy link. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, drop a like if you haven't already. If you get 60, that would be dope, right? I know you guys are tucking out right now. Thank you guys all for hanging out today. I'm going to go ahead and drop my draft analysis. Here is going to be the tiers and announcement. Tiers. Copy of LTM. I'm going to make sure this doesn't have any information on it. It does not. Yeah, it also has a schedule on it, so you'll be able to see that. I don't like your Mexican blended shredded cheese. I do love that. I'm a big Mexican blended shredded cheese guy. But yeah, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me today. And yeah, I'm going to catch y'all later. Go check out everybody's draft analysis. Join the LTM server. I don't know if I dropped the link to that in the paste bin. We'll have to add it if not. But yeah, go join the server. Come hang out. We'll have a fun season. Standing zone. Don't know if it matters. In the LTM one? And the one I dropped? Oh, yeah, that's not... Yeah, you're good. That doesn't spoil anything. I'll hide it just in case, but that doesn't spoil anything. But yeah. Alrighty, y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all your mothers. Alright.